Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SFL Championship game on Twitch.tv between the DC Dragons and the Santa Fe Gorillas. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. Let us know how we are sounding. We want to make sure that our audio is sounding good before we head out to San Francisco for the Gorillas and the Dragons. Thanks for being here alongside Greg Morris, Mike Peters, Damon Simeon, as promised. We're all ready to go, fellas. Greg, how's it going?
It is going great. Hanging to the left. It's all good to go.
Mike, is it hanging to the right?
I'm going to leave that one alone, but I'm really excited to be here. I'm amped up for this game. I think it's going to be an awesome game, and I can't wait to get going.
Damon, how you doing, man?
I'm cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
The new guy on our crew, why don't you? I'm eager to hear your first analysis. Start us off, man. What's your key to the game today?
I think the key for this game is Santa Fe is going to have to really play some good run defense against Snowden, because he has absolutely showed what he can do with the ball in his hand. So
Richard Snowden, the key to the game for Damon, certainly a solid choice. I think Mike and Greg would agree. Mike, how do you or what do you see as the important factor today?
Well, I think it's going to be dependent upon what DC offense we see show up. The last two games we saw DC come out to a 14-7 lead in both of the games. 2 games ago, they kind of disappeared after that and only put up 3 more points. Last week, we saw that a little bit again as the second and part of the third quarter, they were kind of non-existent. And then all of a sudden, Snowden put them on their back, and they went crazy at the end of the third and the fourth quarter. So it's really going to be dependent. This is a really tough defense they're going against. And is Snowden going to be able to carry him, or is Zilli going to be able to step up and do something? We haven't seen a whole lot outside of the first quarter from him. So I think that's the key, is what DC offense shows up today.
So a couple of DC points. Any Santa Fe talk out of you, Greg, or is it all on the Dragons today?
No, I think it's on both teams. Zach Zilli has to get the ball out a lot quicker than he has in the past against this number one defense, and the defense for Santa Fe has to be consistent. They're number one, but they have shown signs of inconsistency. Once they shore that up, this game could go either way.
The Montero brothers versus Richard Snowden in 60 seconds. We'll get you our pregame hype video going, and then we'll send it out to San Francisco for today's call. 4-man crew making history here on the SFL Network. This has been your brief SFL pregame show, but we're glad that everyone is saying that we're on top of our game on the audio levels, and we are good to go. We are counting down to the SFL Championship game, the 5th, and we're going to crown a new champion today. DC Santa Fe next.
Thanks, Cameron. Talking with Richard.
Back to throw, Zilli, deep drop back, he fires it deep down the field, the pass is caught by Greg Corky! Touchdown, DC! Greg Corky is a touchdown man! And the Dragons are up 10 in the first half. 20. Still tied at 24. Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep, and the pass is caught. He caught it. Wide Bosco trying to make plays.
Welcome to Bagnall Memorial Stadium in San Francisco. It is the SFL championship game between the DC Dragons and the Santa Fe Gorillas here on the Sim Football Network on Twitch.tv. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, and alongside Greg Morris, Mike Peters, and Damon Simeon, we are ready and hyped for the SFL championship game. As we're about to get underway, and Greg, I start with you. You gave your keys, you sort of, gave your points, but at the end of the day, I think the best player on this field is Richard Snowden. Would you agree or disagree?
Without a doubt. Richard Snowden, he brings it, he carries the team at different times, and today they're going to have to call on him again. Zuli is not doing what he needs to be doing.
So let's head down to the field for the coin toss, and we'll bring Mike and Damon here, in here very shortly.
It is heads. We'll kick.
The Gorillas have won the toss. They will kick, and we will see Richard Snowden on the field as the first running back and first offense from San Francisco. It's DC and Santa Fe. It's the SFL championship game. Fellas, let's kick it! And we're underway from California. And DC will return from the 8-yard line. And the Dragons up past the 20 to the 25 and sidesteps to about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. It'll be first down for DC.
Well, here we go. This is Richard Snowden. He put the team on his back last week and carried him, especially in the third and fourth quarter. It's going to be key for him to get off to an early start and get this team going. If they can jump out to an early lead against this very tough Santa Fe defense, they're going to be in good shape. If not, they might struggle a little bit.
So out of the I formation is how DC will start the ball game off. Greg Corky and Artorius Reben are the wide receivers, and Snowden will take the handoff. The first play of the championship game, a 1-yard pickup, and a nice job by Brewer inside.
I wouldn't be surprised if Santa Fe on the defense end side of the ball, if they sneak up those two silver safeties up inside the box. Be on the lookout for that.
Second down and 9. Richard Snowden. Zach Zuli is the quarterback. And B.A. Bost with the tight end. That is the starting star lineup for the DC Dragons offensively. Second down and 9 after Snowden's first carry, and this is Zuli's first pass of the day. That pass is caught by Reben, and that is a completion of 6 yards, brings up a third down and short. And Greg, that's got to be a huge key to make sure that Artorius Reben is a good part of this offense.
Oh, yeah. Graduate of the Naval Academy. I mean, he needs to be a part of what's going on with the overall scheme that the Dragons are trying to run today.
Third down, 3 yards to go for the Dragons. 3 receivers are going to hand it off to Snowden, and Snowden is hitting the backfield and is just shy of the first down. Montero was there, both twins, but Carlo comes up with a tackle, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for the Dragons.
Definitely not the way that DC wanted to start this game. They tried to give it to Snowden twice on that drive. He wasn't able to get going. Santa Fe's defense is tough. We've seen that throughout the year, and they're showing that they're going to be a little bit better so far early on. DC's definitely going to have to adjust what they're doing and adapt and see what they'll do in their next drive. Now we get to see what the Santa Fe offense can do.
How about Damon on the first drive in his first game with us, calling the Monteros coming up and making a tackle against Snowden. Nicely done as Santa Fe returns the punt up to the 33-yard line. So we'll get our first look at Daniel Garcia and the rest of this Gorilla offense.
Daniel Garcia is one of the is a great quarterback here in the SFL. I mean, this young man here has brought it game in and game out. But what he gets in trouble is when he overthinks his routes for his receivers, sometimes he throw a bad pass. You got to be on the lookout for that, because DC will be looking to pick off the ball. 2
receivers, 1 to either side. Juan Bosco bottom of the screen, and Isaac Montoya gets the carry to start the game, and Montoya picks up 8 yards. They're going to need a big day out of Isaac Montoya as well. And I'm a little surprised he got the first play of the ball game for Santa Fe, but it was effective.
5'11", 205, Oregon graduate. But Montoya is the kind of back that will surprise you. He'll just nothing, bam, run one off for you.
2nd and 2, both receivers to the top of the screen. DC in a 4-3 defense shifts left. Garcia back to pass. Garcia going to air it out deep. That pass is caught on diving. Oh, he dropped it. That pass intended for Nick T. Quick. He could not hang on to the football, and it's 3rd and 2. A little bit of nerves out there, Mike.
Well, Garcia saw it looked like they were in a cover 2 defense, 2 safeties high. He wanted to take the shot down the field, attack one of the safeties. He actually got the look that he wanted. He tried to squeeze it in right before the safety got over there. Actually beat him over the top, but he wasn't able to hold on to it.
3rd down 2 from the 40. Out of the eye is Garcia. Montoya in the backfield. Quick and Bosco and Ulysses Mora are the starting offense, and that's a 1st down for Santa Fe, and Isaac Montoya getting the job done on the first series.
Don't be surprised if Santa Fe go ahead and look to the run game to pretty much try to balance out the pass, or probably use the run game to run down the clock.
So 9:25 to go. That's certainly one way to keep Richard Snowden off the field, guys. And they potentially, we could see a little bit more of that than we're expecting. Out of the shotgun, Garcia back to throw. He's going to throw it quickly out to Juan Bosco. That's his first catch of the day, and that's going to bring up gain of 6 to the Santa Fe 49-yard line. 2nd and 4.
Juan Bosco, 6'3", 225 pounds. I mean, that is a big receiver, and he is the guy that can be the breakaway that Santa Fe needs. At times, though, he does disappear.
2nd and 4, under 9 minutes to go. First possession for Santa Fe. Montoya going to get another carry. That time, a good job by Leroy Ambush. Boy, he blew that play up quickly. Only a 1-yard gain.
DC staying in a cover 3 defense for now after almost getting beat on that one play. They're putting that safety in the box, and they kind of look like they're expecting them to throw short routes and run the game early on, and so they're preparing to try to stop that. And so far, it's working out for them.
3rd down 3. 3 receivers now to the left side. Ball on the left hash. Garcia out of the gun. 4-2-5 defensive look. Garcia back to pass. Looking for a receiver. Goes down the middle of the field. Perfect pass caught by Ulysses Moore for a 1st down to the DC 39-yard line. What a throw from Daniel Garcia.
No matter what DC brings at this quarterback, he will find a way to get the ball to somebody on that receiving court.
Mora with 47 receptions, 588 yards, 5 touchdowns this season. 4 minutes into the ballgame, and Santa Fe, after forcing a 3-and-out defensively, is on the move. Back to pass, they're going to swing it out to Montoya. Montoya stays in bounds and fights for extra yardage, picks up 3 to the 36, and Montoya, early and active, has Santa Fe nearly in field goal range.
Yeah, Montoya isn't really what you would characterize as a pass threat out of the backfield, like a Park Heat-Chul is. So I don't think Santa Fe is going to hang their hat on this. This is something they're going to have to go downfield to Mr. Bosco.
2nd and 7. Bosco has a catch. Quick does not. Dropped that deep ball that was just slightly overthrown from Garcia, but a catchable pass. Garcia back to pass, and he goes down the right side again, and that pass is knocked away beautifully by Dominique Porter. Nice job by DP knocking that away. 3rd down.
Even though this pass wasn't complete, you're seeing DC sit in a base defense for the majority of this drive, and it's really allowing Garcia to kind of pick them apart and do what he wants with them. I think they're going to have to adjust and start bringing some pressure here to slow down the Santa Fe offense.
3rd down 7 following the incompletion. Garcia out of the gun again. We've seen Garcia out of the shotgun a lot here in the first part of the first half. 3-3 look for the Dragons. Back to pass on 3rd down. Garcia swings it over the middle of the field. That pass is caught. 1st down inside the 20 down to the 19. That's Nick T. Quick's first catch. Mora, Bosco, and Quick all with a reception on the opening drive, and it's 1st down for the Gorillas.
Remember what I said, fellas. He will find a way to get that ball to one of those 3 silver receivers. Nick T. Quick showing what he's been doing all year long, making some catches right across the middle of the field.
First down and 10, for Santa Fe following the catch, and Garcia is going to throw it again, complete to Mora. They're going to go no huddle now. So the first time we've seen no huddle. 1st and 10 for Santa Fe, under 7 to go in the half. Ball at the 11-yard line, 2nd and short. DC's defense reeling here just a little bit at the start. The handoff goes to Montoya on a counter. Montoya wrapped up but got the 1st down to the 8-yard line.
Well, they changed up their defense a little bit there and brought the blitz, but they gave it to Montoya, and he was able to find his space up the middle.
Montoya to throw. Montoya quick down the middle. That's Bosco, and he gets to the 2 down to 6:25 to go in the first quarter. DC trying to bend, not break, and Garcia trying to break a scoreless early tie. And Garcia going to hand it off to Montoya. Montoya trying to cut left, and he will not get anywhere. It's 3rd and goal with 6:12 to go in the first quarter. Garcia under center. Bosco out of the screen, defended by Greenwood. Montoya in the backfield, and Bosco will throw it to the end zone. That pass is dropped and incomplete, and DC's defense holds. It'll be 4th down. A wild drive ends up in a short field goal here for the Gorillas.
You know, for me, that's not Santa Fe's game. A hurry-up offense. They really don't have the personnel to begin with. But for them to do that, and especially in a situation to where they could have come away with 6, and now they're going to be stuck going for getting the 3 points.
I think it's a good point. I was kind of interested in why they decided to change up they were driving the ball really well, and then they went, huddle, and it was kind of working for them a little bit, but then they stalled out there at the end and kind of came back to bite them. I guess you have to give them props for at least trying something different.
Yeah.
Santa Fe just can't afford to have drop passes like that in the back of the end zone. That's a play you got to make. You can't drop passes. This is for the championship. This is for that gold ring you want.
So that's a 19-yard field goal. Santa Fe gets on the board, down to 5:42 to go in the first quarter. And DC, well, we talked about it with Montoya. The best way to limit Richard Snowden is to keep him off the field, and the Dragons have only had the ball for 3 plays here and still have yet to move the chains.
I think DC definitely has to feel good about that drive at least. They were giving up a lot of yards going down, and they got into the red zone, and they were able to shut it down and hold them to a field goal. So I think they at least DC has to take it.
Dragons return it up to the 28-yard line, and we'd like to remind all of you to enjoy content from our league partner PX1 Sports. Tune in this season. Their season is currently ongoing for their Red Zone channel, which is a fantastic production and live play-by-play featuring Mike Peters and myself. More information at px1sports.com. 5:37 to go in the first quarter. 1st down and 10 for the Dragons. Out of the eye, Zach Zuli, as DC begins their 2nd possession of this championship game. And they'll flip it out to Greg Corky, and that pass is caught for a 3-yard gain. Nicely done there by Corky to tap the feet.
Yeah, nice catch by Corky there. I mean, this is what you're going to see from him pretty much all game. He's going to work that sideline, and that doggone cornerback over there is going to have the time of his life because Corky's going to work him.
Frank Flores has looked mightily improved. He's going to be the one primarily on Corky. The Santa Fe defense, Tiel Alvarado at linebacker, Flores and Joe Lynn are the corners, and those the safeties, Christoph and Carlo Montero, both gold stars, as Zuli swings outside. That pass is caught by Revan. That's his 2nd catch already in this first quarter. 1st and 10 of the 40.
Yeah, they're going to have to get Revan involved, and as I see, it looks like they've got him already primed to go, because the more they pull pressure off Corky, the more it's going to be open for him later on in the game.
Mike, Zach Zuli looks pretty comfortable out there considering this is a championship game.
He does, a little bit more so than we've seen in other games, but, can he keep it going for the entire 4 quarters? That's what we need to see out of him.
Out of the eye, Zuli going to hand it off to Snowden. Around the left side, bounces it out. And Richard Snowden in the open field. Montero missed a tackle, so did Alvarado. And Brewer's going to try to run him down. And Carlo finally runs him out of bounds at the Santa Fe 35-yard line. And there's Richard Snowden again, putting that team on his back, yo.
Only thing I got to say is, mama, there goes that man. This man here is going to do what he does best. Lead by example. Anybody who's going out for running back, take a look at Richard Snowden. This is the man.
And DeMond Steele in your line, and he's only been here for less than a quarter, Greg.
Well, he's allowed.
The line actually belongs to Mark Jackson.
1st down and 10 that's true. 1st and 10 at the 35. 3 receivers all on the right side. Snowden takes it left, and Snowden is wrapped up. That's a nice tackle in the open field for Frank Flores, and that's what Santa Fe does so well.
Yeah, Santa Fe, giving up that long run to Snowden is very uncharacteristic of them. One thing I've liked about them all year is the way they keep things in front of them. They kind of let it escape that one play, but right back to what Santa Fe does there, wrapping guys up right near the line of scrimmage.
2 receivers, 1 to either side. Corky just 1 catch for 3 yards. He's been a little quiet so far. And they flip it out to Bostwick. He's got a 1st down the middle of the field to the 18-yard line. A pickup of about 15 yards. And that's going to move the chains for the DC Dragons. 1st and 10.
goes that San Diego State Aztec, B.A. Bostwick, 6'5", 255 pounds. And before I move on, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, because I don't think I ever have, is that Zach Zuley attended Shippensburg University.
Now, I'll give you $5 if you know where that is.
I have no clue.
Anybody?
Sounds like somewhere in the Northeast to me.
Shippensburg, Virginia.
Wow. Well, joke's on you because I don't have $5. First and 10 at the 18. Handoff to Snowden around the left side. Snowden inside the 15, and then a nice tackle made. And trying to see who that was. Couldn't. 3-yard gain. I believe it was Greer, possibly. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the defense is trying to tighten up, but the one thing that they cannot allow is for Snowden to finally find his rhythm, because once he does, it's all over but the shout.
Hand off Snowden again. This has been Richard Snowden's drive, and a nice stop again on the outside, averaging 5 yards a carry, but Santa Fe is really doing a good job of plugging up that left side since Snowden got that big run, Mike.
They have, and like I said, it's going to be really hard to consistently move the ball if you're expecting big plays. What you're going to have to do is pick up a lot of 3 and 4 yards, and you're going to have to be really patient with your drives. DC's kind of showing that so far, but again, they're going to have to continue to do that throughout the whole game, and that's one thing we have to do on the season. So.
Back to pass, Zuley, pump fake, he's in trouble! Avoided a sack, and then threw it to Corky, and he could not come up with the catch in bounds. Check that, Collette was out there on the left side. I'm used to Corky being out there. That pass is incomplete. We've seen a couple of tight ends drop some passes in key moments already, but wow, what a job by Zuley escaping that pressure.
One thing in this game here is that when you start to switch your star players around and you're using them being to that left side of the field, he wasn't there that time. Corky was there, that ball would have been caught first down.
And once again, what I was pointing out during pregame is that Zach Zuley has a tendency of holding on to the ball just a little too long.
Field goal was good, so with 2:36 to go in the first quarter, it is DC 3, Santa Fe 3, and I want to get everyone's thoughts thus far on what you've seen out of both of these teams. It's as close as we would have expected. Greg, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what we thought it would be. I mean, it's going to be Snowden having to put the team on his back, and then it's going to be Santa Fe's #1 defense stepping up to the plate, which they have done so far. Those Montero brothers, I tell you, they are just incredible.
Well, I think we're 2.5 minutes away from seeing what really is going to take shape in this game. DC, as we talked about, great starter in the first half. Their defense plays strong throughout the whole game, but then their offense get going. Now, they've kind of struggled out of the gate today, but what's going to happen in the second? Are they going to adapt? Are they going to come out with a little bit more fire than they have? Or are they going to kind of shrink into the shell that we've seen in the first 2 games of the playoffs, where they kind of lose themselves and figure out what's going on?
Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Esmeralda Chiarte, for the first time today.
Thanks, Cameron. Talking with Richard Snowden this week, he said he channeled his uncle Chuck Foreman in the second half when he was struggling. Foreman rushed 118 yards in the 1976 NFC Championship game. Snowden ended up surpassing that mark, but the family film no doubt inspired the Dragon back. Back to you guys.
So a nice catch for Ulysses Mora. Thank you so much, Esmeralda. And Mora's got a couple of grabs, and he is such a focal part of this team. And as I put up the graphic for all of you watching at home, Mora last week, 10 catches, 137 yards, 12 targets. He's as reliable as they come.
Oh, yeah. Very, very reliable. I mean, a tight end that could very well, with the speed and the size he had, he could also be a wide receiver.
First and 10 for Santa Fe. And Garcia drops back to throw, flips it outside to Quick. That is caught for a first down at the DC 46-yard line. Nice job by Quick getting his toes in there.
Yeah, Quick has quick feet, quick hands, and also this guy here is really fast. Oh, looks like there's a challenge on the play.
Yeah, we're in DC pulling out the challenge flag here early, and we're going to get a look at this. And Mike is lucky enough. He's going to be the one that's going to get to make the determination for all of us whether or not the officials were right on this.
Initially, I did not think that he got his feet in. I thought he was out of bounds. We'll get a chance to look at it here on the replay. He only needs 1 foot in. He might have got it. It was kind of hard on that replay. But based the way he spun, where it looked like his pivot foot was, I was going to say that he got it. But we'll see.
The catch was made out of bounds. The Dragons
pass incomplete, so the Dragons are going to win a challenge. And as we've seen throughout the playoffs, guys, some of these one challenges can really help you out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought he was in, but hey, what do I know? I'm sitting on the side.
You're not sitting on the sideline. Esmeralda's on the sideline. You're up here in the booth. You don't even know where you are, man.
This is true.
Garcia back to pass. Deep ball. Quick is wide open. And Quick will scamper into the end zone. Touchdown, Santa Fe.
White rice, baby. White rice.
Nick T. Quick. That's just what I was talking about. This guy has quick feet, and he has an excellent burst right behind him.
The DC was sitting in that cover 2 defense again. And again, their safety lets them get behind them. They almost burned them on him earlier in the quarter. This time they finally got him. I think DC is going to have to go back to that 3-man defense or get their safeties to start staying back because they can't let that happen throughout the game.
Quick holds up the football and says, I got it.
I don't know. It looked like Dominique. I don't know if you saw it, Mike, but it looked like Dominique Porter. Maybe it was a cover. It looked like it should have been a cover 3 because it looked like he was in the area, just didn't complete his assignment.
Well, it was 2 because they kept the 2-man safety back, and I was watching the zone as they came back, and for some reason the safeties when they're in this cover 2, they start biting up like they're trying to take the play away, and he bit on that and got behind them. And if they're going to do that, they're in for a long game. They've been doing a lot more effective when they brought that safety into the box. And they get the 3-man, the safety play in the middle of the field. They might have to go back to that if he's going to let them get behind him like that.
Right.
So
I don't blame Quick for running that corner route. I'll do it every time.
well, if they're going to play defense like that, that's exactly how you want to attack them.
Well, to become a part of the SFL in time for next season, visit simulationfl.com for more details. And we've had already plenty of people signing up for new teams. They want to be drafted in the rookie draft. They want to be a coach on a current team, or they want to be part of us. They want to be people like us. The sideline reporter, pregame, postgame, podcast. Man, you got to be kidding if you think your idea is not good. And we're going to have a lot of fun when season 6 rolls around. And right now, DC is trying to get their bearings about them. They're down by 7, and they're going to hand it off to Richard Snowden. He's going to break a couple of tackles. Well, no, good job by Frank Flores. My goodness, that's the second great tackle by Frank Flores on the outside.
Yeah, if you take a look here, this looks like a pretty much off-tackle play right here. Snowden gets the ball, puts his hat down, runs the man over, 9-yard gain.
First quarter winding down here. Santa Fe, if you're just joining us, scored on a touchdown pass to Nick T. Quick, who's gotten open down that sideline a couple of times against against DC's defense, and Snowden's going to get the first down to the 34-yard line. Nice job by Brewer, but Snowden too strong.
Yeah, Snowden is a workhorse, man. I mean, the longer the game goes, the better he gets. And he has the ability to put this team on his back and take them to the promised land. And he may have to do that today.
I absolutely think he's going to have to. Zuli's looked a lot better early on, but Snowden's going to be the man that leads them to the championship if indeed they do win.
Snowden takes the toss, tried to get outside. Joe Lynn takes care of it. And one thing that we're seeing out of this Santa Fe defense is these corners know how to tackle.
Yeah, they sure do. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, that don't be surprised they start bringing in extra corners, bringing those safeties up in the box to try to contain Snowden. Let's see what DC tries to do now.
2nd down and 8. First quarter winding down. 3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Zuli out of the gun. He's looked sharp. Zuli going to go deep down the middle of the field. That pass is he caught it in double coverage. Greg Corky right at the midfield marker. And what a pass from Zuli to Corky.
Greg Corky ranked 3rd in the SFL in passing yards per game. He is the go-to man.
So with that is the end of the first quarter. We are 1 quarter away, or 1 quarter down, 3 to go here on the SFL Championship game live from Bagnall Memorial Stadium in San Francisco. We will be right back to California after this.
So I've been
Football video games for 25 years have failed to bring you a total game day experience. The SFL believes it's been too long a wait. In 2016, a total game day experience arrives. If you love sim football, you'll never want to miss another SFL night again. Multiple games at the same time, more games per season, no more bye weeks. In-game highlights from around the league will keep you engaged. Our league-produced time show will catch you up on what you've missed. Customization of your complete roster gives each team a unique brand. An extra star or two won't hurt either. A new league website brings fans the incredible detail of the SFL to the forefront. Play-by-play 3 nights a week in prime time, you got it. The SFL is partnering with PX1 Sports, bringing Irvine to epic Madden matchups starting in September. Mark your calendars, Sunday, September 27th, 5 p.m. Eastern. The SFL Championship will feature a 4-man commentating crew. It's time to hype next level sim. Our doors are now open. Be the player, be the coach, be the owner, be the league, be the drama. Grab a seat.
Start of the second quarter from San Francisco, California, the neutral site for our championship game. We've rotated around the league every year. DC trailing 10-3, but they got the football at midfield after Greg Corky's biggest play of the game. And, they're all ready to go out on the field, so we'll head right back down there for second quarter action.
El único.
Start of the second, and Zuli is going to drop back to throw out of the eye. He's going to go deep down the right side. That pass is incomplete, and we might get another challenge here out of DC. Anybody think that was a catch?
I don't think it was a catch. One thing I did notice, though, in the first quarter, both of these defenses were playing a lot of zone defense. There, DC actually comes out in a man defense, and they almost got beat with it. Or I guess Santa Fe, they almost got beat with it. So it was interesting that we saw so much zone defense the first quarter. First play here, the second quarter, they come out in man. Let's see if that continues to be a trend.
2nd and 10 for the Dragons following the incompletion. No challenge there. Already 1 for 1 on challenges today. Back to pass Zuli. Zuli will flip it deep down the field to Corky! Right over the defense! 10-5 touchdown! And back-to-back scores deep down the field for opposing quarterbacks. Zuli is an extra point away from tying this one up.
Flex them muscles, young man. Flex them muscles.
Right there, Corky just shows you why he's 3rd in receiving yards per game, 2nd in total receiving yards per game. This man right here doesn't play when it comes to receptions.
You definitely don't want to leave him one-on-one, but one thing I was noticing before the play is they had 3 defenders lined up on the isolating the receiver on the top end of the screen, and they left Corky in one-on-one coverage on the bottom, and that's definitely not the way you want to defend him. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if maybe they were expecting Snowden to come out there, which he did. He went into the flat, but it was a very interesting defense, but it definitely came back to bite them, and DC answers back. They got a touchdown, and we got a ball game.
Greg, going back to the because you called the semifinal with Santa Fe, and we saw Christoph Montero jump a couple of routes poorly, and he jumped that one poorly again. I can't believe I'm seeing that out of Christoph Montero over the last couple of weeks.
Well, I'm not understanding what's going on with that either. I mean, he's 5'11", 205 pounds, quick as hell. And he's got some of the best coverage skills in the game. And what he has been known to do is to bait quarterbacks into making throws so that he can get interceptions. But now it looks like the quarterbacks are baiting him.
I think you see that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I was going to blame that one on the coaching staff, as far as the defensive coordinator, the secondary coach as well. How you not play over the top?
Well, I think that's one of the things that you see out of great defenders, especially defensive backs, is the great ones, they're going to be aggressive. But it's also one of the things that can bite them. If they're having an off game, or if they're just a step slow here and there, they can come back to bite them. Both of these safeties, they can be playmakers. Right there, I think he gave them a little bit too much space. He tried to come underneath and make a play, and it was too late. You can't do that to Corky.
First down and 10 at the 30-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 to the left for Garcia. Both quarterbacks have been very efficient here to start this game. Garcia back to pass, and he will dump it down to Montoya, and Montoya picks up 3. Haven't seen much out of Montoya since the first drive, but he picks up a few yards. Garcia now up to 126.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Montoya is not going to be their bell cow so far as catching passes out of the backfield. They're just trying to keep the defense honest. Wouldn't you say that, Mike?
Yeah, he's not one of their big parts of their offense, but they are pretty balanced. They like to stay balanced on both sides of the ball, so they got to try to keep them honest for sure.
Garcia down the middle, perfect pass to the 44, and that is a pickup of 11, and another Santa Fe first down. That's Juan Bosco. I'm telling you, the precision of these guys here this afternoon is phenomenal.
I love the way how Bosco plays the game. I mean, this guy here is all over the field, outside, inside, wherever you put him, he's going to make plays.
First down for Santa Fe after the Bosco catch. Pump fake from Marcus Garcia. Goes deep down the field. The pass nearly intercepted. DJ Greenwood knocks it away. Greenwood has been quiet here so far in the first half of play, but nice play there.
Greenwood and Trevelyan, if we'll remember back to the first game of the playoffs for DC, they both got 2 interceptions in that game. Not really what we saw of them out of the regular season, but in that game they both stepped up and made huge plays. Here Greenwood gets his hands on it, can't hold on to it, but you know, that's going to be one thing. If the DC can get their defensive backs in order and get them making plays, that could be a huge difference maker in the game.
Second down, 10 yards to go from the Santa Fe 44. Tie ball game at 10 here in the 5th SFL championship game. Back to pass, Garcia. He's got a good pocket. That pass caught by Quick right past the outstretched arms of Leroy Ambush. Felt like T-Rex a little bit on that play. First down for Quick and the Gorillas.
Nick T. Quick and Joe Lynn, the cornerback for the Santa Fe Gorillas, both are former Baltimore Crabs. And of course, everybody knows the story about Baltimore missing, being first-round exits in the playoffs, and they've come here to make a statement and get that title.
First and 10 from the 36, and Garcia's out of the gun, back to throw. Garcia's had a good pocket so far today. Swings it out to Montoya. Montoya's got some room. Makes one man miss and gets to the 29-yard line. A 7-yard gain. Ambush and Trevelyan there combined for the stop. Second down and 3. Daniel Garcia, it looks like a whole new man out there today.
Yeah, he does. You know what, Cam? Daniel Garcia doesn't look like he's leading an expansion team. This guy looks like he's been in this league a pretty long time.
I mean, the guy, man, 20 interceptions in 8 games in the regular season. He has looked sharp. Second and 3. 2 receivers left side. Garcia back to pass. Flips it outside Bosco. He's open. And Bosco turns the corner and got the first down to the 25-yard line. Nice route from Juan. He's all over the place. First down, Gorillas in the scoring position.
We said it earlier a few plays ago. Santa Fe is getting great protection in the pocket right now, which is giving Garcia a lot of time to throw. I think in this league, any quarterback can beat you if they get enough time. And right now, he's getting a ton of time, and he's doing a great job of picking his defense apart.
DC 10, Santa Fe 10, SFL championship game on Twitch. Alongside Greg Morris, Mike Peters, Damon Simeon, I'm Cameron Irvine. Back to pass Garcia. Garcia going left side. That pass caught again by Mora. Down to the 9-yard line. First down and goal for Santa Fe. Daniel Garcia. And it looks like he can't be touched right now.
This guy here, man, has a nice arm. Look at the accuracy in this pass here. Right there, hand extended. That's how you catch a football, guys. Not like Terrence Williams does with your body.
Ouch. I'm sure Terrence Williams is listening right now. He's not happy about that.
Well, when you're as big as a Cowboy fan as I am, you're pretty upset right now.
3 receivers, 2 to the left side for Santa Fe, and Garcia, rare opportunity under center here. 7 in the box for DC, showing a blitz. They come with it partially, and Nick T. Quick says, "I've got deuce touchdowns." It's 16-10. Santa Fe back on top.
Nick T. Quick. Man, oh man, I'm really surprised at what's going on here with the Dragon defense, Mike. I mean, maybe you can shed a little bit light on this.
I don't know, honestly. We haven't really seen this out of them a whole lot. They don't give up consecutive drives like this very often, and they usually get a little bit of pressure too. They're having a hard time containing these receivers, and it's not characteristic of them. I don't really know. I mean, it could just be a slow quarter for them, but they're having a hard time figuring out how to defend him.
Or Damon, do you think maybe it's just the fact that Garcia is just so cool? It doesn't matter what they do. He's just picking them apart.
You know what, Greg? I spoke with Garcia. He informed me that he watched a lot of previous games earlier this year. This guy said that he threw 20 interceptions. He said he has never in his career of playing football has he thrown more than 10 interceptions a season. Wow. This guy right here studied. He's reading the defense excellent. And hey, he's making plays.
Well, he's definitely got it going on.
And Santa Fe now has the lead because of it. 2 touchdown passes for Daniel Garcia so far. It's a 17-10 lead over the Dragons. And, you know, it's often forgotten, especially when we get on a big stage like this, as DC gets to the 26-yard line. The DC was not supposed to be here. In fact, if it was last year's playoff format, they wouldn't have even gotten an opportunity to be here. They go on the road, win back-to-back games. No team has ever won 2 games on the road in the playoffs ever. In any franchise, they've never done it, and DC did it twice here in the last couple of weeks. It's been a phenomenal story as Richard Snowden, 9 carries, 42 yards, had 1 big run, but otherwise has been kept pretty bogged down. He gets his 10th carry here. Oh, and he got whacked at the 27-yard line, only a 1-yard gain, and Santa Fe's linebackers are getting some big hits out there.
I saw Snowden during the regular season. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry. I don't remember what it was over the playoffs, but it was high. But right now, Santa Fe's doing a great job of shutting him down, keeping her out around 4.5 yards a carry. If they continue to do that, it's going to be a really long day for the DC offense.
2nd and 9, Zuli with split backs, back to pass, takes a quick drop back, flings it out to the fullback, and he protects the football, picks up just 2 yards, rumbling to the 29.
Zuli did a little check down there. I don't know why. I mean, I think he had a little bit more time. He didn't get that much pressure there. At least I didn't see that much pressure.
Well, I think he heard what you were saying about him early on. He holds the ball too long. Now he's going the other way, and he's trying to get rid of it too early.
3rd down 7, Zuli back to pass, steps up in the pocket beautifully, and completes it to Collette for a first down to the 38-yard line. That was about the only place he could have gone with the football, and Zuli found him under duress.
Something that I'm noticing with the DC offense, Damon, is the fact that B.A. Bostwick hasn't been that involved. I think he's only had 1 catch, and he's been integral insofar as, and I will let you get to the answer after this play-by-play.
Sure will.
3 receivers, 2 to the right side for Zuli. Zuli back to pass, flips it out to Snowden, and the closing speed for Frank Flores. Excellent. Snowden, nothing on the outside. It'll be 2nd down.
And to answer your question, George, you might have to think of that when Santa Fe are bringing up those safeties. And that could be what's taken away from Boston.
True.
Yeah. You would think it's also going to create another opening for Corky. They've had Corky open a little bit, but if they continue to do that, that's where they need to deal with it.
Hand off to, another big hit. Christoph Montero lays out Richard Snowden, who takes a little bit while to get up, and a little pep in the step for Christoph Montero. Just like that, it's 3rd and 7.
Come on, was that little taunt going on there? That should have been a flag, right?
Man, these refs don't see anything. If they can't see some of the things that they think they see, they ain't gonna see taunting. That's for sure. 3rd down and 7. Zuli out of the gun. Snowden to the right. 6 in the box. Santa Fe rushes 4, drops everybody, or 3 actually, dropped everybody else back, and turning the corner was Revin to the 49-yard line of Santa Fe. Beautifully done by Revin on the sideline, and that's a first down for the Dragons.
Well, just a little out route there, and he wants to catch it along the sideline. Does a great job of keeping his feet in and turning up the sideline, getting the first down, and moving the chains. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to have to see out of DC. If you're going to put the ball in Zuli's hand, let him make a play, he's going to have to make plays like that and get his guys open, and where they can, turn up field, make plays. You're not going to rely just on Snowden, who's kind of getting shut down. That's the route you want to take.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Zuli back to pass. Zuli going to dump it off short. That pass is caught. That's Revin again. Revin's already got 4 catches on 5 targets, and we're talking about a guy that in the regular season had 17 catches in 8 games.
And I'm loving the way how Zuli is feeding him the ball. What he's going to do is going to take off pressure from Corky. He's going to open him up and watch him go deep over the top.
Oddly enough, though, Revin is their deep threat presence on the field, and he's now turned into their short receiver.
Yeah, he's more of a possession receiver now, right?
Right.
Split backs in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Snowden. Why wouldn't you on 2nd and inches? Wow, he just barely got the first down. I thought he was a little short at the beginning, but maybe the refs were looking at someone taunting first down.
Well, the defense was stacked into the box there. I'm not sure he actually got that, but they marked it as a first down, and DC's got a little drive going, and you got to be impressed with what Zuli's doing so far. 1st and
10. Dragons back on the move, trying to tie the game back up. It's been a back and forth seesaw battle. Oh, Corky dropped that ball as he looks at his hands and says, "Come on, why you got to do me like that?"
That is so unusual for Corky.
Very unusual.
He's probably had, 3, maybe 4 drops the entire season.
Yeah, it looked like he might have got alligator arms a little bit going over the middle. He was worried about that defense coming across, and he was like, I don't know if I want to catch this ball and get hit. But he got hit either way, so you might as well hold on to the ball.
That was Christoph Montero on the coverage, and since Montero got burned by Corky earlier in the first half, he's played a much better football game, and it's 2nd and 10 at the Santa Fe 39. All 3 receivers go to the top of the screen, and the defensive line shifts left. And it looks like a bit of a 4-3 look out there, maybe 4-2. The handoff goes to Snowden on a counter, and Snowden picks up a solid 3 yards. Going to be 3rd and 7 again. They've been here before.
For a guy that's averaging 6.3 yards carry, what's going on? Is it the offensive line that's not blocking, or is it the Santa Fe defense?
Yeah, 3.8 right now. Sorry, guys.
It's definitely that Santa Fe defense. You see that all the time.
3rd down and 7. And Zuli drops to throw. And Zuli's got a good pocket. Swings it outside, out the way. That was just such a minute window in there to throw that football. Carroll on the coverage. And Lindstrom's going to have to come out and punt. And I don't think we've seen a punt since DC's first possession, have we, guys?
No, we have not.
And that's all they have to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. But, 4th and 7 for the Dragons. They're going to have to punt it away. So Santa Fe gets a field goal. DC gets a field goal. The 2 teams exchange touchdowns. Santa Fe gets a 2nd touchdown, but then their defense comes up huge and sort of stops that back and forth trail as this punt is going to roll down to the goal line. How is this? We have seen this.
Deja vu.
I'm telling you, it was Santa Fe in the semifinal. That's you could argue that's the only reason why they're here is because of their punter in the 4th quarter.
Exactly.
And now DC is getting it going, and the Gorillas are on the goal line.
Well, it's a tough place to start for Santa Fe's offense. They like to throw the ball around, but you don't really want to throw it when you're starting out your 1-yard line. And the DC defense is really strong, so you might even see at least an attempt at a safety here.
Yeah, this is what carrying a bronze running back.
Montoya that's a safety. DC got him. It's a safety, and that is the 2nd time in the last 3 championship games we've had a safety. Leroy Ambush, sorry to cut you out there, Damon, but Montoya got stuffed. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
He may have gotten out of there. No challenge.
Where the ball is. His foot was definitely out, but it's where the ball is. I don't know if he got the ball out.
Yeah, the ball has to be out.
Exactly. Well, that's just what I was saying. This is what happens when you carry a bronze running back on your team. That's why it's always good to carry a gold running back, because things like this may happen. He's not quick enough to get outside of that end zone. If he was quick enough, maybe he'd be able to get it.
You had the right idea, Damon. You just couldn't talk fast enough before it happened.
Hey, man, big hit came in. You took over. I like that.
Yeah, Ambush was quick to that ball. So DC, not only do they get the safety thanks to the great punt and the job by Ambush, but now they get the ball at their own 39, only down 5. Huge turn of events here.
Well, now it's time to see what's going to happen with Zuli and Snowden. They haven't been able to get Snowden going. Zuli looked really good on the last drive until they kind of stalled out. Now, what are they going to do to kind of counteract it and try to get it?
Snowden broke away from 1, only picks up 1 yard. Alvarado was there, but Vance makes the stop. Snowden is just really having a tough time. Had that 24-yard run, and he is just dead quiet right now. But of course, he was in the first half last week too, fellas.
Yeah, that Santa Fe defense, they're like piranha, man. You get the ball and they just feeding frenzy. Get it.
I think I want to take my comment back when I said Mama goes that man. I want to change to Mama, who is that man? Because right now, I don't know who's.
Second down 9, Zuli back to pass. Zuli, again, a good pocket, but it's breaking down, and Zuli held onto the ball too long, a 6-yard loss. Going to be third down and 15, and we've seen a lot of third down and longs out of Santa Fe here late in the second quarter.
I think we're getting a lot of inconsistency. Greg talks about how he holds on too long. He almost takes a sack early on again. Then he says it, and Zuli apparently hears him and tries to get rid of the ball too quick, throwing it off too quick into the sideline. Then there we see him hold on to it way too long. Now we couldn't see downfield who was open, but he's got to do a better job of being more consistent, getting his guys open and not holding the ball so long.
Third down 15, Zuli over the middle. That pass is caught, looking for the sticks, won't get there. 11-yard pickup, and that pass caught by Bostwick. 141 yards now for Zuli. Both quarterbacks still unscathed in the interception department, but it's going to bring up a fourth down, and all in all, not too shabby. They got decent field position here.
Yeah, I mean now they can play the field position game going into halftime.
Well, the punter can punt one inside the 1-yard line again. That's might be the whole game they want to play. The rest of the game. Just keep getting safeties and punts inside the line.
If he does, I'm going to drop the mic.
Santa Fe nearly blocked it. This kick is a good one all the way down to 14. What great coverage by DC. Two guys were there to sandwich the return man immediately, and the Gorillas end up with the ball inside the 20 again. That was a great kick from way back. He was standing like the 28.
Somebody get the officials. I think that guy got steroids in those legs.
We got enough conflict around here. We don't need
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Theory for the commissioner to handle.
Yeah, we don't need any steroid talk now. The only one on steroids is Greg. We all know that. Two receivers, two backs in the backfield. Garcia going to hand it off inside his own 15-yard line. Montoya picks up just a couple. Dominique Porter there on the tackles. 2nd and 8. Montoya's gone quiet since a quick little burst of energy at the start of this game, and both defenses are settling in now, guys.
Well, I don't know if we can really attribute it to the DC offense, but does it feel like the momentum defensively has kind of shifted in DC's favor? The punt game, coverage on the punt, their defense overall. Seems like the momentum's kind of swinging that way. We'll have to see as the full drive goes along, but I kind of feel like the momentum, at least defensively, is going in DC's favor.
2nd and 8 to the 17. Back to pass Garcia. Going to flip it outside. Oh, no, that was a busted coverage out there. Nice job to hold him short of the first down. Going to be 3rd down and 3. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Santa Fe Gorilla and DC Dragon and SFL Network Radio Networks.
El único XED 101.8, la estación deportiva, the sports station.
3rd down and 3 for Santa Fe. From the 21, back to pass Garcia. Going to go deep, and Quick is open again, and he dropped it. Quick has missed 2 opportunities. He already has 2 touchdowns in the game on 9 targets. That's his 2nd drop. Santa Fe has to punt it away, and Santa Fe's execution in the last couple of minutes, crucially not good.
I think Garcia rushed that throw big time because Quick was wide open. I mean, he could have almost walked that ball to him. I mean, he could have dropped that ball in there, but he overthrew it.
Well, we see another instance there with the safety playing underneath the receiver. You can't let Quick get that far behind you. You know he's going to break. He's already done it on you once. He's missed 2 other ones. Like, they're going to have to do something with their coverages. If they got to go to cover 4 to keep guys in front of them, they got to do something. They can't keep allowing that to happen.
DC will have great field position at their own 46-yard line, and while both these teams are starting to get just a little bit nervous, Esmeralda has more from the sideline on how these teams are staying loose.
So I've been wondering, each team's sideline and both teams seem very loose, having a good time. There's not a single player out here that has been to an SFL championship game before, so there's not a whole lot to be nervous about, I guess. But I'm sure that'll change in the 4th quarter. Cam?
So 1st and 10 here for DC. Thanks, Esmeralda, as Zuli throws over the middle. That pass caught. Nice job on the run. They have plenty of time here. 1st and 10 of the 43.
We're doing a good job there of finding holes over the middle. And that's one of the things, outside the little out route that was completed, maybe a swing pass, most of the stuff that's getting completed for DC is over the middle. And so that seems to be the one hole that they're able to find in the Santa Fe defense. So if Zuli can keep doing that and they keep finding those holes in there, that's going to be the way they're going to move down and try to put some points on the board before the end of the half.
From the 43-yard line, 2 receivers, both to the top of the screen. Back to pass, Zuli. Zuli's got a pocket, dumps it short. That pass caught, just 1-yard gain, though. That's Bostwick. and they're going to go no huddle here. DC has all 3 timeouts. They won that challenge earlier, 2nd and 9. Zuli back to pass, 5-step drop, throws over the middle again. Zuli's been going over the middle a lot recently. That's Bostwick again. 7-yard pickup to the 35-yard line, 3rd and 2. And Zuli will drop the throw, and Zuli will flip it outside. That pass is caught. Revin gets out of bounds to the 31.
What I was going to say, Cam, sorry for interrupting, was that sometimes you just have to go to your security blanket. Inform the guy where you need him to be, put him there, and just give him a good pass.
Well, he's got a 117.1 QB rating, as we just saw, so he's definitely playing very well. They haven't put up a ton of points on the board, but if he can continue with that efficiency, we know he's number 2 in the league during the regular season. If he continues with that efficiency, they're in good shape.
Santa Fe 17, DC 12, 1st and 10. They are inside field goal range now at the 31-yard line. Santa Fe showing a blitz. They back off, rush 4, and the pocket's closing. Zuli deep ball down the field. That pass is incomplete, nearly taken away. Vance applied some pressure, and you got to hand it to Zuli. It's easy to stay passive against those gold safeties, but he's still attacking.
But what I'm seeing, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like Santa Fe is playing chess out there on defense. They're bringing the linebacker safeties up, then they drop them back, bring them up, drop them back, and I think they're trying to confuse Zuli, and I think they have to a certain degree.
That's a good point. One of the interesting things is they bring them up and they don't actually blitz very much. They're showing it a lot, but they're not actually doing it. It's working out for him so far, but I wouldn't mind seeing them bring 6.
Zuli, quick throw. Sorry about that, Mike, and that pass is caught. That's a 4-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd down, 6, stops the clock with 32 seconds to go.
Well, what I was going to say is I wouldn't mind seeing them, once they bring these guys up, they're actually rush them and bring 6 and see what Zuli can do. We've seen him, hold on to the ball a little bit too long. If they start bringing this pressure and they get 6 in there, is that going to change? Because right now Zuli's being way too efficient. We know he's efficient on the season, but you got to change something up. You can't just leave him sitting there and find the spots over the middle. And I think pressure is the one that they can maybe do that.
Zuli's out of the shotgun, 3 receivers back to pass, pump fake, Zuli down the middle again. That has been the advantage for DC on this drive. They take their first time out. That's Greg Corky taking a big shot, but this time holding on to the football, and they're in the red zone.
There go your security blanket right there. Greg Corky right across the middle, right behind those linebackers.
Yeah, but what I've noticed, like I was telling Mike, is that they open the middle, close the middle, and at times I see where Bostwick can be wide open.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at 28 seconds. DC down to 2 timeouts. DC has not led in the first half, trying to take their first lead of the game right now. They flip it out to Snowden. Nice one-hand grab. Richard Snowden made 2 people missing, got to the 10. 2nd and 4, they're going to have to burn their 2nd timeout. What a move from Snowden.
Instead of seeing him spin back inside there, I would have liked to see him get outside there and save that timeout so they have an opportunity to go over to the middle again before having to kick a field goal. Well, but to Greg's point, he was pointing out before about them kind of playing this chess match. I think what he was kind of alluding to is, are they trying to bait him into the middle? He gets really comfortable throwing over the middle, and then are they going to be there one day and he throws it and they pick it off? 2nd
and 4, the 10, 7 in the box, back to pass Zuli. Zuli throws it right side off the hands of Collette. That's his 2nd drop. DC's had a little bit of a drop problem here in the first half, not doing Zuli any favors. 3rd down.
Where are they at? San Francisco?
They are.
He's going to be walking home. Yep.
That's a long walk.
First of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Zuli is still comfortable throwing the ball to him.
3rd down and 4, and eventually Zuli won't feel comfortable throwing to anybody except Revin because he's the only one who hasn't dropped anything today. 3rd down and 4, 23 seconds to go, ball to 10. 2 in the backfield for Zuli. Big play here as DC tries to keep the drive alive. Back to pass Zuli. Zuli goes down the middle of the field. The pass is caught by Revin. Down to the 3. They only have 1 timeout. Zuli is trying to hurry to the line. Down to 14 seconds to go. Montero's got to get onside and just finally does. Looked in no man's land there. Down to 8 seconds left. Zuli's got to get the playoff. Zuli back to pass. Zuli to the end zone. That pass is incomplete with 4 seconds on the clock. A huge missed opportunity there. It'll be 2nd and goal and likely a field goal.
Now this is... Oh, go ahead.
The offense never has to wait for the defense. Why didn't Zuli hike that ball?
Well, that was part of the 2 point that I was going to make. A, we saw where that Snow did not get out of bounds, came back to bite him because they wasted a timeout there that they could have had. But what was Zuli doing? They had an opportunity to get him off sides, reset the downs, and stop the clock, and he just completely missed that one.
Exactly.
Well, he holds the ball too long, and he holds the hike too long.
You also know that he's a bronze quarterback, too.
So we've got a field goal here, a chip shot from 20, maybe the final play of the first half. And nope, there will be 1 second left. That kick is good. So a bizarre score here for the SFL championship game, but with 1 second to go in the first half, DC 15, Santa Fe 17. But guys, you just feel like DC missed an opportunity there, right, Greg?
Oh, big time missed opportunity. But I'm not disappointed in the game so far. This is two Titans button heads. I mean, the two best teams are playing, and what we're seeing is an epic struggle that is going to go down, I'm quite sure, as we usually see in the fourth quarter, and where you have a chance to lose your voice.
Santa Fe returns the kickoff, and that is the end of the first half, and we'll be alongside you for the halftime call as soon as we can send it back to the SFL studios and we clear the board on this first half of work. 17-15, your halftime score, and let's get the first half stats right to you. On the 2K Sports halftime report, 242 yards for DC, 213 for Santa Fe. That's pretty even. DC has a 5-minute advantage on time of possession. Neither team has turned the ball over. And I turn it over to you guys for the first half analysis. Damon, we start with you.
Hey, not having 0 turnovers for both teams is awesome. Quarterbacks are known for throwing some picks.
Well, they are. Garcia, especially Zuli, is usually pretty efficient. He doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, but it's also because he doesn't take a whole lot of chances on the field. I think the story in this first half in this one is missed opportunities for DC. They've had opportunities. They've had some drops. They had some questionable decisions right down at the end of the first half, which they had an opportunity to come in, get a touchdown to go ahead, but I think they've had too many missed opportunities in the first half. Good thing for them, though, they had an opportunity to correct that. You know, they're only down a couple of points here as we go to the second half. Their offense is moving the ball in the second quarter, which we haven't seen in the playoffs. So I think, you know, while you're not happy at some of the things that they've done early on in the first half, I think they're happy with only being down by 2 and the fact that they have figured out a way to move the ball on the Santa Fe defense.
Nick T. Quick, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leroy Ambush leads all players with 5 tackles. And I want to point out what DeBlack Pharaoh said in the chat room. It's crazy how the SFL game is better than all the NFL games on right now, and that's great to hear.
Oh, really? Thank you, Showtime. But to touch on what Damon and Mike said, you know, I concur with both of them. But what we're going to have to see here in the second half is Snowden, just more Snowden. Keep going to him because he's lightning quick, super fast, and all Santa Fe has to do is remain consistent on defense. Those Montero brothers, they're just terrorists, man. I can't imagine what they did to their mama growing up. I mean, they are just awesome back there in the secondary.
Guys, as we're about to head out to the third quarter, we'll take a short break and come right back. We're having a good time with you. Santa Fe 17, DC 15. And we're back for the second half from Bagnall Memorial Stadium in San Francisco after this.
Football video games for 25 years have failed to bring you a total game day experience. The SFL believes it's been too long a wait. In 2016, a total game day experience arrives. If you love sim football, you'll never want to miss another SFL night again. Multiple games at the same time, more games per season, no more bye weeks. In-game highlights from around the league will keep you engaged. Our league-produced halftime show will catch you up on what you've missed. Customization of your complete roster gives each team a unique brand. An extra star or 2 won't hurt either. A new league website brings fans the incredible detail of the SFL to the forefront. Play-by-play 3 nights a week in prime time? You got it! The SFL is partnering with PX1 Sports, bringing Irvine to epic Madden matchups starting in September. Mark your calendars. Sunday, September 27th, 5 p.m. Eastern. The SFL Championship will feature a 4-man commentating crew. It's time to hype next level sim. Our doors are now open. Be the player, be the coach, be the owner, be the league, be the drama. Grab a seat.
Welcome back to San Francisco, California, alongside Greg Morris, Damon Simeon, Mike Peters. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine in Santa Fe. He's receiving the second half kickoff rather well. Out past the 35, up to the 38-yard line. Nice return to start the third quarter in good field position with Santa Fe up a couple of points.
I want to see how the second half is going to play out. After all the jiggeries and butterflies from the first half, guys should be calmed down now. And let's see if what's going to happen.
Snowden going to break free in this game? Or are they going to continue to bottle him up?
I don't know. They may be a little nervous. Yeah.
Well, Garcia's played really well too, so that'll be interesting to see how he does.
Start of the third, deep ball on the first play of the second half. It's an incompletion. DJ Greenwood wisely knocked that away from Juan Bosco. Dangerous there.
DJ Greenwood, Roll Tide Roll. Excellent cover man out of, Roll Tide, Alabama. 5'10", 187 pounds.
He should have been with the Tide last night. Or last weekend.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
They could have used him.
DJ Greenwood has really picked up his game, man. He is, boy, in these last couple of weeks, he has been on fire.
Oh, yeah, he's done
a raise next year.
Yeah, he's done his part to get DC in these playoffs.
Second and 10 at the 38-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Garcia, first time we've seen this look, I think, out of Santa Fe. Haven't seen the split receivers in a while. And a nice, oh my goodness, that was a total miscommunication. Nick T. Quick ran the wrong route, or Garcia threw the wrong route, one or the other.
Well, I think this is one of those things that we saw in the regular season, which contributed to Garcia's 20 interceptions. He looked great in the first half, but now we've seen early on he's putting the ball in the hands of the defense, and it's only going to be a matter of time if he keeps throwing the ball where he is right now before they grab one and take it the other way.
Third down and 10 after a couple of incompletions for Garcia. Back to pass, Garcia going to go deep again. That pass is picked off at the 45. Leroy Ambush, who had 5 tackles in the first half, has an interception. How about that for a linebacker on a receiver deep?
6'3", 240 pounds. University of Maryland. He's a born leader, very, very fast, and he has what we call excellent closing speed.
This guy here just shows how you become #1 draft pick. Plays just like that.
Well, as I said it right before that one, Garcia can't keep throwing it in there, and eventually it's going to come back to bite him. Didn't know it was going to be the next play, but he's definitely got to improve that for Santa Fe to stay in this game.
Ambush just 1 interception this year. Zuli going for the home run ball. It's on the hands. Corky dropped another one. Would somebody catch a touchdown pass already? Oh my goodness.
Man, missed opportunities continue to go for DC so far. They had several drops in the first half. We were hoping maybe they'd put some stickum on their hands or something in the half, but already first pass of the second half they're dropping in. And Corky, that's very unlike him. He drops one. They're going to have to fix that. A lot of mistakes early on for both teams in the second half here.
Second and 10 out of the IDC. Richard Snowden gets his first carry of the third quarter. There he goes! Richard Snowden past the 30! 25 Montero to beat! Montero pushed him out of the 16-yard line. Oh my goodness, it's more second half magic from one of the league's best backs.
Wow. I'm speechless because, he never ceases to shock me. At times, he just goes dormant. You don't think he's there, and then boom. And is he going to continue, Mike, or no?
judging by that, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I would like to say that that's going to be one of the things that sparked him like it did last week. But he had one run like that in the first half and then didn't do a whole lot. So I don't know if it's so much him or what the Santa Fe defense can do. If the Santa Fe defense is going to allow him, he's definitely going to take it. And can they continue to shut him down like they did in the first half?
Snowden, 1,393 yards and 16 touchdowns in the regular season. Zuli is swinging it out left side. That pass caught by Collette, so he's still in good favor with his quarterback. Zuli has more passing yards than Daniel Garcia in this game. I don't think any of us expected that.
What I didn't expect was Collette to have so many catches. Devon, I mean, do you know of a non-star being this efficient in a game?
Hey, championship game makes man up. Everybody got to step up. Everybody has to step up their A game.
Agreed.
You have to bring it.
Second down 4, 3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Early in the third, but DC's already got a lot of momentum on their side. That pass is caught the outside, first and goal to the 5. It's another role player on this team making a play for Zach Zuli. And Zuli just continues to look comfortable out there.
A QB becomes very dangerous when he's able to spread the ball around to multiple receivers.
Well, I think it's what we talked about in the first half with him getting a lot of time to throw. If you give him a lot of time, he can do that to you. And right now, we're just not seeing a really aggressive Santa Fe defense. A lot of base coverages, and he's figuring out how to attack it.
Trips left for Zuli, having a good drive. Toss play out to Snowden. Snowden trying to stretch it out, and Snowden did not get in the end zone. Got down to the 1. And likely DC to punch it in here, but what a drive for the Dragons following the ambush interception.
Sometimes it's hard for me not to, whenever I see a good play, it's hard for me not to be involved in the play, whether it's Santa Fe or DC. I become a fan again.
Second down and goal. They're going to punch it to Snowden, and Snowden is going to take a little stroll and gets the touchdown for DC. They have their first lead of the ball game.
There's that mama. There goes that man, Devon.
And what I was going to say earlier is that when Snowden broke off to the left side of the field, what DC is going to have to do is they're going to have to run off tackle, stay from out of the middle, stay from going off guard, continue to stay off tackle, because it seems like Santa Fe is very, very strong and dangerous in the middle.
Well, the interesting thing of it too is I think all 3 of his scoring run. The play before that was a toss play, and his 2 long runs were all to the left side.
Exactly.
I think that's an interesting thing to watch. You know, he's not getting a whole lot up the middle, like you said. If he can continue to find that hole on the left side, Santa Fe is going to have to figure out a way to adapt and shut that down.
Extra point is good. And 2 minutes into the third quarter, Santa Fe throws a pick, and DC quickly capitalized. And Mike, they took that momentum from the end of the first half, and they did not lose it when they hit the locker room.
Well, they didn't, and Santa Fe's kind of reeling right now. Their defense, uncharacteristically, having a lot of holes right now. Several big plays, a lot of easy runs there by Snowden, and then Garcia doing what we saw out of Garcia in the regular season, throwing interceptions. Santa Fe's on the ropes. You know, we would think that they're the favorite, and that they're going to be the one that's going to come out and kind of control this game, and it's going to be DC that's going to have to play catch up. It's reversed right now. DC's got the momentum. DC's playing better right now, and it's Santa Fe that's in the catch-up role.
Championship ball game, you can't make bonehead plays.
No, you can't.
Not at all.
And yeah, they're playing a lot of them on both sides of the ball for Santa Fe right now.
Exactly.
First down and 10, 9:51 to go in the third. Plenty of time, but DC has grabbed their first lead of the day. 22-17 off of the first turnover of the day, a Garcia interception. He flips it outside of the fullback. He gets past the 30. Try to spin move, child please. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Did you just say child please?
I did just say child please. I mean, a guy like Casserly trying to spin move on the outside. He
A
weighs like
script out of
260.
the book of Ocho Cinco.
Did we steal that from Ocho Cinco, or did we steal it from somebody else?
He probably stole it from his mama.
2nd and 6 as Garcia is out of the gun, back to pass, flips it out left side, caught by Bosco. He had to come back for it and did not get the first down. 3rd and 1, you need those yards.
Yeah, Bosco is a much better route runner than that, so I'm surprised. We've seen other receivers and non-stars do that, but I've never seen Bosco do that, so that's kind of a shock.
Well, I think it's part of the product of the throw, too. He kind of let him back a little bit, and Bosco had to adapt. You got to give him credit for adapting, at least making the catch.
Right.
But he did kind of make him come back, and it gave up a first down that they should have had.
3rd down and 1 now, and Garcia stands out of the shotgun, and he'll throw. And Garcia's got a lot of time and throws deep, and the pass is picked off by by Cedric Trevelyan, and DC in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter has back-to-back interceptions.
Cedric Trevelyan, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of the Citadel. Hard hitter and 38-inch vertical.
38-inch vertical, 3 interceptions in the regular season, and 2 in the first game of the playoffs. That's his 6th interception now in the playoffs, or overall in the season. He's a playmaker back there in the middle of that secondary.
Most definitely.
Huge play there. All the momentum in DC favor. Santa Fe's really on the ropes right now, I think.
First down and 10 at the 39. Zuli trying to take advantage. A quick hitter and a nice block upfield. First down to midfield. This is the best I've seen Zach Zuli play. Bostwick on the catch.
Bostwick is showing one of the reasons why he's one of the elite tight ends in this league. Staying patient during the first quarter, into the second quarter also. Didn't have a reception until or to the end of the second quarter.
8:36 third. 22-17. Greg Morris, Mike Peters, Damon Simeon, Cameron Irvine with you. SFL championship game. Richard Snowden takes Alvarado and Montero on their ride of their life, and he's got 98 yards now, 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4.
One thing I was going to follow up what Damon said is not only, is our Bostwick getting involved, but I think getting them involved now, you really got to give credit to the coordinators on DC who have changed up the way that they're going. They're really got Santa Fe kind of confused on what they're doing on offense, and they've changed up. They made some adjustments at the half, and they've really looked really sharp here coming out in the second half.
Zuli back to pass all day. Zuli's pass, pick 6 written all over it. That was the chance to turn the tide for Alvarado and the Gorillas.
Yeah, Alvarado is not known for having the best hands in the league, but to touch on what Damon and Mike said earlier about Bostwick, it looks like if Bostwick gets involved, do you think this Dragon offense takes off?
Unstoppable.
I think the offense is already taken off, but that's just another dimension they didn't show in the first half.
Exactly.
You add that in, Santa Fe is already having a tough time. That's a huge addition.
Pass into coverage, incomplete. Looking for Bostwick, Lynn and company all over that one. And quietly, that's actually going to bring up 4th down for the Dragons. This third quarter blowing by quickly. They're outside of field goal range. Nice stop for Santa Fe. We've been hard on them in the third quarter, but that was much needed.
Well, that's a good point. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. We are hard on Santa Fe in the way that they're going right now, but we do forget that they were the #1 defense in the league, and they were that for a reason. They are very good at making adjustments and adjusting to what the offense is doing. They did a great job there.
And now that I think about it, now I remember which defense they remind me of. They remind me of the 72 Dolphins with the no-name defense. They do just enough to stop the other side, but nothing spectacular, nothing out of the ordinary. So that's who they remind me of. But that's why we were talking them down, because we were just like, well, they're not going to be able to do anything. And look at this.
That's a good point. They also share the spotlight on defense. It's never one man that's leading it. It's like Greenwood and Trevelyan on DC. On Santa Fe, you never really know who's going to step on it individual play because they all kind of make plays, and we saw that in the last game.
Garcia deep, that pass incomplete. That's the 10th time Quick's been targeted. Quick has been quiet here in the last couple of quarters, and shoot, fellas, I knew what I was going to say, and then it just got lost in translation.
That's okay.
It looks like there's a challenge on the play, but I have something I want to say. Oh, Nick Too Quick. He reminds me of the old Nestle chocolate quick mix. You just pour it in, whip it up. That's what that guy's feet remind me of, man. I mean, just real quick, So the name fits.
2nd and 10. Let's take a look at this challenge here.
Well, the DC coaching staff must have saw something we didn't see, because they sure threw that flag out there.
That's close.
Anybody take on it? I believe it looks like it got it into me.
But while they're looking at that, something I want to point out, Garcia has such a pretty ball.
He does, and that's something that I said earlier in the year, that he has a nice release on his balls.
Santa Fe wins the challenge. The pass caught, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Santa Fe. Nice challenge. Both coaches on top of their game as well here in the third quarter. 22-17, and Santa Fe's on the move now up to the 34-yard line. Want to remind you to check out px1sports.com and CAGNFL.com, 2 of our league partners, but PX1 will have Red Zone broadcasts, live play-by-play as well. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Bosco again. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Peters and I will be along for play-by-play commentary throughout PX1 season, and the Red Zone is that's a good show, Mike. You want to share a little bit about that?
Well,
while you're here?
our Red Zone channel, what we do is we get 3 league games all going at the same time. We try to do it like the NFL Red Zone. Sometimes we have 3 games on the screen at one time, sometimes 2. Sometimes we focus on one, but we try to bounce them back and forth, stay where the action is, much like we do here in the SFL. Lots of fast-paced action. We do a little bit different with that, but it's a lot of fun. Usually Wednesday or Thursday nights, tune in and check us out.
Juan Bosco makes the catch on the sideline. That's going to be a gain of 4. Bosco and Quick now both have 6 catches, but Greg, 37 yards for Juan Bosco. Is that, I mean, who is that? Because we talked about Greenwood. He's improved, and he's sort of shut Bosco down so far.
Yeah, that's unusual for Bosco. But I would not hang my hat on the fact that he's not going to get better.
3rd down, 6 now. 7:25 clock is rolling. Santa Fe has lost their lead here early in the 3rd. Back to pass Garcia. Garcia fires deep down the left side. Caught! And Bosco's behind the defense, and Oakenshield makes the tackle to the 35-yard line. Greg called it yet again. 1st down for the Gorillas.
And you know, Cam, the entire time on the way driving into the stadium today, all thing I can think about was Bosco. What is this guy going to do? Is he going to show up, or is he going to hide out somewhere else?
You're talking about Bosco, right?
Bosco, yeah. I'm sorry. And just as Greg said, he will show up. Just give him some time.
Bosco. 2nd in the league in receptions and yardage. You have to expect he's going to get this at some point. Quiet in the first half, but maybe that's something that we see here in the second half is him getting ready.
Bosco, Boswick, it's all the same. Back to pass to Montoya. A lot of open room. Montoya tried to get the 1st down, couldn't squeeze it. Got 9. DC does a good job to move him out of the sticks, but nobody was on him at the beginning of the play. 2nd and 1.
Maybe it's because they don't respect him coming out of the backfield. He hasn't been what you would call a dynamic weapon for Santa Fe coming out of the backfield, so it looks like DC's just not going to show him any respect until Garcia forces it down their throat.
2nd and 1, 6.5 to go. Ball on the 26-yard line. Santa Fe down 5, but have a chance to regain that lead in a back and forth. Great SFL championship game. Garcia flips it outside. That pass is caught by Bosco again. 267 passing yards now for Bosco today, and that's a 1st down to the 23.
Well, Garcia, besides his 2 interceptions, is putting up a lot of yards, but it doesn't matter how many yards you throw for. If you could throw it to the other team, it kind of all gets erased. But as we see him on this drive, we have seen him throughout the season. He can put really good drives together. It's just, is he going to throw an interception? I think right now he's kind of bouncing back and he's having a good drive, but he's just got to keep turning the ball.
1st and 10, Garcia flips it outside. Nice job to drag the toes. That's a 5-yard gain. Ulysses Mora, he's been a little quiet as well in this ball game.
Extremely quiet. Unlike Boswick, Santa Fe has not used Mora the way they had used him during the regular season.
Well, I think they got him going a little bit early in the 1st quarter, and then he just kind of disappeared. And I don't know if that was part of the play calling or just the defense adapting to him really well.
2nd and 5, 5:20 to go in the 3rd, 22-17. This is for the championship. Everyone out there who's watching, we've got a good one here for you in the 2nd half as Garcia goes down the field. Pass caught. Mora to the 8-yard line. Feed him. He's hungry. He wants to be involved.
Garcia shows right there in that throw why he's ranked number 2 in the league for passing yards per game with 362 yards. On that throw right there, the guy stood there in the pocket, waited patiently, and just delivered a nice throw.
1st down and 10 out of the eye. 3 receivers. Bosco bottom of the screen. Greenwood on him. And now DC sort of shifting back. Sends their corners all the way back to the goal line as Garcia adjusts the play. Battle of audibles here. And Garcia flips it. And it's tipped and incomplete. An interesting sidearm throw there for Garcia. Maybe that's when you know you're forcing it a little bit too much.
That was a dangerous throw, by the way, throwing at Dominique Porter, who is known as the playmaker out of South Carolina State.
Well, the interesting thing there is they came out with that too high safety, and I think that Garcia identified it and thought that, okay, I'm going to attack that. They made some mistakes early in the game, but DC did a good job of audibling there into cover 3, left the cornerback in one-on-one coverage, and he was able to make the play.
Right.
Chat's gone quiet. Everyone's fired up about the game right now. 2nd and 10, 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Handoff Montoya. Gets around the left side. Montoya gets in the end zone. Took a smack from Oakenshield. He said, I don't care. We got the lead. Touchdown, Santa Fe.
Just like I said about Montoya, he goes quiet on you, and then bam, here he comes.
Montoya made me just bite my tongue right there because earlier in the game when he got hit in the end zone for that safety, I talked about him like a dog as far as being a bronze tier. This guy shows, hey, just because I'm a bronze doesn't mean that I'm not here to play the ball game.
Mike, he made that linebacker look silly when he cut down the left side. It looked like they had him closed down, and he just.
Yeah, and see, this is one of the things too with having this offense is Garcia can kind of lull you to sleep and make you forget about Montoya. You start focusing on the passing game, and then all of a sudden Montoya, even though he doesn't get a lot of headlines, he can be dangerous. He can be effective. Like you said, he makes the linebacker miss, gets in the end zone. Santa Fe's on top.
Montoya had 7 touchdowns in 8 regular season games this year. Only got the ball 135 times. In comparison, Richard Snowden got it 221. Averaged 3.2 yards per carry, 434 yards. But yeah, if there's one thing that Montoya has been able to do, he's been able to rack up the touchdowns.
Jamon,
Hey.
you Billy D. Williams now?
Yeah, that's from old Showtime. 718. He always called me Billy D. Williams, talking about my country slow flag accent or whatever, you know. But hey, it is what it is. I'm just a smooth operator, man. I'm just a calm, cool, collective guy. That's all.
Well, now let's see if DC is going to be a cool operator.
Well, I was just going to say, we're talking about smooth operator. Zuli, most of the first half was very, very efficient.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was a very smooth operator.
Yeah.
He's going to need to have that going here now, along with Snowden, to get them back out front.
Back and forth we go. Zuli swings it outside. That's not going to do anything. That's a 1-yard loss. And we've seen Garcia pick it up a little bit. Snowden, just not enough room. And Lynn has a few words for Snowden. Some nasty looking words, too.
Little trash talking there.
Yeah, sometimes in a situation like that, you just got to throw the ball away. There's no reason to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't like when you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Unless it's like a screen pass and you got your blockers downfield. That's just one of those situations where Zuli, we saw a little bit in the first half being a little bit too conservative.
3 receivers, and Zuli is changing the play. Snowden in the backfield, back to pass. Zuli going to flip it out right side. Pass caught, and Revan couldn't turn the corner. But, you know, it's nice to see Revan sort of not disappear into the shadows like he has in previous games. He's still making a lot of plays out there.
Yeah, he's had games to where I'm wondering, is he even under contract?
So 3rd down and 7. DC had faced a few 3rd down and 7s in the second quarter, executed fairly effectively, and has been effective overall today for the majority of the time against Santa Fe. Zuli going to flip it out left side, tried to turn the corner, got it. First down to the 40. Nice job again. Just another contributor to this DC offense, Charles Figueroa, and I never get his name right, but he's still making plays out there.
Well, well, the interesting thing here is you got to really give Zulia credit on here. He had 3 wide receivers lined up to the left. There was only 2 defensive backs on him. And so both of those, all the receivers kind of ran to the inside, and it cleared out those defensive backs. And Zuli, very heads-up play, finds his running back in the flat, able to convert and get the first down.
First down and 10 at the 40. I don't think I've seen all season long a game that has been this much ebb and flow to where neither team really has pulled out a strong advantage. Zuli back to pass, got a good pocket again, breaking down. Vance was in his face. Zuli felt like he had to get rid of it. Vance created that 2-yard loss.
Well, getting back to what you said just a few minutes ago, Cam, these are the 2 best teams in the league. And so what you're going to have is the ebb and flow, the give and take, because, I mean, both of these teams really don't have any true weaknesses.
2nd down, 12, split backs for DC. 7 in the box for Santa Fe. They're up 2. And a little trap play. Snowden got to the second level, got only 4. Nice stop by Christoph Montero. Snowden up to 5.6 yards per carry as he slowed it up.
That was a big play by Montero. When that play first broke, I thought Snowden was going to get a huge gain there. Montero comes out of nowhere. Great wrap-up tackle, wraps up the legs, brings him down, holds him just to a few-yard gain, and forces a crucial 3rd and 3 here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I thought the same thing as well. That Snowden was hit.
3 minutes to go in the 3rd. 4-3 defense. I formation. Handoff Snowden. Tried to cut it right. Snowden couldn't get anything up the middle. It's going to be 4th down. You guys talked about it earlier. Up the middle, to the right. Nothing there for Snowden. They got to get him on that left side because whatever they saw on film, that's been Santa Fe's weakness today.
Well, Santa Fe brought a huge blitz there, too. They were selling out, playing man defense on the outside, trying to put pressure on Zuli, and they came away with it.
They're going for this.
They're going for it on 4th. Wow.
Or at least keeping the offense out there.
Well, we see that a lot too when they try to get on the jump.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
4th down and 2. Very clean game today. I can't even
there it
remember a
is.
penalty, and we just got one. And Zuli hits the Snowden and gets a 1st down, but it's not going to matter because Santa Fe jumped offside.
That is one of the few mistakes that Santa Fe has made on defense that is just not having your head in the game is what I call it.
Well, the interesting thing is we've seen that a lot throughout the season as teams come out on 4th down and try to get the guys a jump. And it hasn't been super effective, but we saw it last week.
Yes.
The exact same thing. They came out, they actually got it to work.
Right.
Now here again, now maybe that's something during the regular season, not as much pressure, so guys are a little bit more patient.
Right.
Here, biggest game of the year, last week championship, conference championship, or semifinal, pressure mounts, they actually get them to jump. Good strategy. It actually paid off for them.
Zuli continuing to make the right play. 1st and 10, and he will flip it out to Snowden. Snowden in the open field actually has a couple of blocks. Snowden got outside and got a 1st down. What a block on the outside by 71.
Yeah, that was a nice block. I mean, then, Snowden does what he does after he gets the ball in his hands. It's pretty much just smooth stride and picks up the 1st down.
Well, again, it's a play to the left. They keep getting Snowden out to the left. He's going to get yards. They try to go up the middle to the right. Nothing there.
I think Snowden's got that motor running now.
Hey, let's see what he does.
Mr. 4th quarter. Let's see. Is he going to put the 4 in the air?
1st down and 10, and it started at the end of the 3rd quarter in his last game. Before DC went on that tear. They've been great in the 4th quarter. Zuli back to pass, flips it out left side. Pass is caught by Bostwick. Greg, I'm seeing more open receivers against Santa Fe than I've seen in a long, long time.
Like I said, this is a championship game. I mean, there are going to be times when they're going to be wide open, but there have been times in this game Santa Fe has had the clamps down. I mean, there was nobody open, and Zuli couldn't find anybody. One such play was where he got sacked.
Santa Fe has not forced a single turnover through the first 3 quarters. That is almost unbelievable. 2 backs in the backfield, and did you just see that? The center just botched the snap. He went to snap it to Zuli, and Zuli wasn't ready. He just botched the snap. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen that.
Ball start.
Oh.
Number 64.
Wow.
He snapped the ball between his legs. It didn't snap. He's like, what do you? Wow. How about
Folks out
that,
there,
huh?
have you ever seen this before? We've never seen it. So if anybody out there has seen this, let us know, please.
Mike's dumbfounded. He's just like looking at me like, what the hell was that?
Well, I saw the false start. I didn't actually notice that he tried to. I noticed the movement. I didn't see that he tried to snap it. I didn't realize it was as rare as it is.
1st down and 10. Zuli back to throw. Goes down the middle of the field. And pass caught by Revan. Revan, 8 catches, 68 yards. He has been the difference for DC. Welcome to the team, Artorias.
17 catches in the entire season, and he's got 8 in the biggest game of the year.
There's a great quote by the great Santana Moss from the University of Miami. Big-time players show up in big-time games. I mean, this kid right here is showing you why his team is in the championship, and he wants to be a part of it.
Making a name for himself for sure.
Show you right.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
At the 14-yard line, DC is trying to flip the script again and regain the lead that they had earlier in the quarter. Zuli back to pass against a 5-man rush. That pass caught. 1st down to the 3. And look who it is again. Artorias Revan. He's been clutch, and that's the end of the 3rd. Your score, DC 22. Santa Fe 24. Put your 4s in the air. We'll be back to Bagnon Memorial Stadium. Oh my goodness, they're all doing it here in the studio. We'll be back after this. Start of the fourth quarter from San Francisco, California. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but you won't want to miss the fourth. Santa Fe 24, DC 22, as we head it back down to the field. And DC was just about to snap it as we begin the fourth quarter. DC on the move. And the handoff went to Snowden. It's going to be a loss of about a half a yard. And it'll be 2nd and 4, or 2nd and goal at the 4 for DC to start the fourth.
Yeah, I think Santa Fe is going to try to put the clamps down here, but DC, they've still got that man. Richard Snowden, baby.
If Santa Fe want to win this game, they better clamp down.
Two receivers, one to either side. Revan has been hot. Out of the eyes. Snowden, 2nd and goal from the 4. Zuli gonna throw. Zuli against a blitz. They brought everybody, and Zuli got sacked a loss of 6 yards. There's the blitz being effective. Zuli got confused. 3rd and goal.
Well, we called it out earlier that this is one of the things that Santa Fe needed to do more. They were giving Zuli way too much time. They did it on 2nd down. Got a huge sack there to create up a very long 3rd and goal from the 10.
3rd down. 3 receivers, Zuli, empty backfield. It's going to be on him, and he's going to be sacked back at the 19-yard line. Back-to-back sacks. Zuli upset with himself, but Santa Fe's pressure creates the field goal.
Wow. To me, I don't understand it. Zuli has one of the quickest releases in the SFL, and he holds the ball like it's a loaf of bread.
Another thing is I don't understand how is that your 2nd and goal, you don't give it to your star running back. I mean, this guy has carried your team throughout the playoffs.
Shades of Seattle.
Well, you know, I think in his defense, I think he saw on 2nd down. They had 8 in the box, and they looked like they were bringing it. Snowden wasn't getting out of that either. 3rd down a little bit, it was actually they actually dropped into a zone and they blitzed the corner. That was something we haven't seen from the whole game. And I think it threw Zuli off and wound up, forcing a field goal attempt.
35-yard field goal is good, and we have yet another lead change, our first of the fourth quarter. Your new score here on the SFL Championship game from San Francisco, California, DC 25, Santa Fe 24, 10:40 left.
So now, I think the story right now is what is Santa Fe's offense going to do? Garcia's kind of been up and down throughout this game. He's had moments of brilliance where he's looked really good, and he's also had 2 drives in a row that he threw an interception. So what are they going to do? Montoya kind of showed out a little bit on his last drive, wound up getting a touchdown for him. So what's Santa Fe going to do, and how is DC going to counteract?
I think what begs the question here is, how are these owners holding up? I mean, the teams are going back and forth. They're both first-time owners, new franchises, and these owners have got to be, the butterflies have got to be churning in the old stomach.
I think Destro's dead. I haven't heard him talk in a long time. I think he's a goner. Yeah. They're playing for him.
I think Destro does a lot of pacing back and forth.
Yeah. I think so too.
And Garcia's going to have to be patient. You can't force his throws.
1st down and 10 for Santa Fe to start the drive. Back to pass, Garcia floats it. Oh boy, Ulysses Moore almost dropped that pass. Ended up having to cradle it. Only a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7.
DC countered exactly what Santa Fe did on the last play. They brought the corner on this play. Garcia just did a little bit better job of finding an opening and completing the pass.
I think Santa Fe wants to walk down this field. If they get a little bit more involved, I think they'll find that will be advantageous to them.
2nd down and 7. Back to pass, Garcia. Garcia going to go deep down the right-hand side. That pass is caught by Quick in coverage. Nick T. Quick was silent the last couple of quarters. He's come up huge. 1st down.
Nestle Quick, baby. Nestle Quick. Watch those.
Baltimore crab.
Been quiet outside of the first quarter.
Yeah.
He had a huge first quarter, and then he's been kind of quiet, and all of a sudden, man, we saw that out of Snowden last week. Great first quarter, quiet 2nd, end of the 3rd, and then also he broke out. Was Quick going to be the star of the game in the 4th quarter of this game?
One can only hope. At least the ownership for the Santa Fe Gorillas.
1st down and 10 into DC territory. Garcia back to pass. Nobody is open, but finally finds a wide open Mora. He took a shot from Trevelyan, but picks up a 1st down to the 34. And Daniel Garcia has found his mojo once again.
Devon, I mean, Moro just running free out there.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you just you can just see it here. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the second half as DC's defense. The linebacker core is going to have to tighten up in that zone.
Two receivers, both to the bottom of the formation. That is Bosco, I believe, in the slot. Quick bottom of the screen, out of the eye. Garcia back to pass. Garcia will flip it out to Bosco, and Bosco, oh boy, I can't believe they didn't throw a flag on that. That was a late hit out of bounds. Bosco makes his 9th catch of the game, gives Trevelyan a friendly tap on the head, and it's 2nd and 5.
You know these referees all went to the Stevie Wonder School of Refereeing.
I think DC is going to have to take a play out of Santa Fe's playbook on the last drive that we saw right at the end of the last drive and start blitzing more. They're giving Garcia too much time now. Garcia's looking way too comfortable in the pocket.
2nd down and 5, DC up 1. Santa Fe on the move again. That pass down the field. Oh, it's picked off the tip, and that is Gallion on the interception. The role-playing linebacker makes the play. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Garcia had a different receiver. That was quick. He was wide open.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Garcia needs to stay patient. When you rush your throws, you pick the wrong route. The wrong receiver to throw it to you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did he just feel Garcia? Did he get too comfortable there?
I think he did, Greg. Like Cam said, he had Quick right across the middle, going the opposite direction.
Well, they didn't blitz, but what they did do is they stunned their defensive tackles, and I think that confused him, and he got happy feet and forced the throw.
8:20 to go in the 4th. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit more about as Snowden takes the carry to the left side. Montero, another tackle against the run. I wanted to talk more about, off season and, next season. But the game's too good. You can't pull away from it.
There's a postgame show for that game.
That's true. That's true.
If he has a voice.
We'll see. As this one gets along, there's always a chance that it goes away.
I'm starting to feel that pounding in my head, fellas. 7:56 to go in the 4th. DC up by 1 after the 2-yard run from Snowden. Snowden gets it for a 2nd straight time. Snowden dragged down by Alvarado. No gain on the play. And Snowden, who was Mr. 4th quarter last week, is not looking like that right now.
This Santa Fe defense seems to be they're starting to clamp down. What do you think?
Well, I was just going to say, they ran to the right. They know it hasn't worked the whole game. The interesting thing is that Santa Fe shifted to their right, which was the left, almost like they're expecting the run to the left, but they ran it to the right, and they were there, and they got to get him open to the left side of the field. 3rd
down 8, split backs. Corky has been very quiet. He's had a couple of drops today. They're going to flip it out. That's a backwards pass, one-hand catch from Snowden, and Snowden is whacked at the 32-yard line. It'll be a 4th down, and a nice stop for the Santa Fe defense. Down 1. They'll get the football back. 7 minutes to go.
That's the defense that we know Santa Fe can play. Devon, I know you've seen a few games with Santa Fe. What do you think?
Hey, they're showing why they're the number 1 team in the league right now. As far as with this defense.
DC kicks it away. I don't think Lindstrom's going to be putting this inside the 20. Santa Fe, decent return out to the 35-yard line. 6:46 remaining on the clock. Santa Fe down 1 with a title on the line.
So how is Garcia going to respond? That's his 3rd interception in this game. What is he going to do? And what is the coaching staff? How are they going to adapt to it? Is Montoya going to become a bigger part of the offense now? Or are they going to keep trying to get Garcia to throw and take more risk in another interception? Obviously, their defense stood tall there and got the ball back, but you don't want to have that happen in the 4th quarter of a championship game. That was the worst case scenario. And they got the best case with their defense.
Garcia back to pass, flips it out right side, wide open. Mora's got a 1st down to the Santa Fe 46. It's Mora that's coming alive in the 4th for Santa Fe.
Getting back to your point, Mike, I think Garcia continues to do what he's been doing because, if that's the horse that got you there, you got to keep riding.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Just 3 interceptions. Man, I know. It's hard to say, you live and die.
Garcia! Juan Bosco saved his quarterback on that one. Excuse me, sir. That's my football. 1st down to the 43.
Garcia is a gunslinger. He's not going to stop. That is who he is. Yeah. He's a gunslinger. He's going to continue to do that, right, Damon?
Exactly. And to tie in with Mike here is that, this guy here, man, is just an awesome quarterback, man. As far as 3 picks, look at the score. Defense is doing something, right?
25-24, DC up 1 despite +3 in the turnover department. Back to pass, Garcia flips it outside Bosco. He taps the toes, gets 4 to the DC 38. Both Bosco, Mora, and Quick, all of them are now racking up the catches.
That was just a sweet throw there. Just tippy toe and just a beautiful, beautiful pass.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in that they can't leave them sit back in the pocket and be comfortable. They got to do more of those stunts that they did You got to blitz him, guys. You got to put pressure on this guy and force him to make mistakes. Don't give him time, otherwise he'll pick you apart.
2nd and 6. 6 in the box for DC. Trying to protect a 1-point advantage. They're coming down to crunch time here. Garcia steps up in the pocket. Garcia's got time. Fires down the middle of the field. That pass caught by Quick to the 25-yard line. First down. Santa Fe. Beautiful job by Garcia escaping pressure.
That was Garcia being cool and calm like a cucumber under pressure, right, Mike? What do you think?
Well, they brought a linebacker blitz to the right side of the offensive line, but they took too much away from the left side and left them a huge area to roll out to and create time for himself to find the open receiver.
Great point by True Shot Caller 1 in the chat. Santa Fe has a history of winning games even when they throw a bunch of interceptions. In fact, they've won 2 games this year when Garcia has thrown 5 interceptions, and he drops back to pass. He's going to go deep, and that pass is incomplete. Bosco had a chance. Oakenshield laid the wood. It's 2nd down.
If Garcia throws 5 interceptions this game, I guarantee they're not going to win.
You know,
Especially with 4:43 left.
And you know, Garcia reminds me of the great gunslinger, former SFL player Brett Favre, who threw a lot of interceptions in his career, but had an outstanding career as well.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I was actually thinking that earlier. That's a good comparison.
4:43 to go in the ball game. Santa Fe down 1, but in scoring position to potentially regain the lead. Back to pass, Garcia, and he's going to flip it left side. That pass is tipped up in the air and incomplete. It was out there for the taking. That was the 14th target to Juan Bosco. DJ Greenwood there on the coverage once again. 3rd down.
Yeah, DJ Greenwood is a guy. He's just so good in zone and man. I think he's better in zone than he is man.
And Bosco, 11 catches. Kind of a quiet 11. He hasn't.
Very quiet.
Yeah, he didn't. It doesn't seem like he's done a whole lot, but I mean, 11 catches. That's impressive.
It always seems like he has a quiet whatever he has.
Because he's a quiet guy.
I think he doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. That might be it.
4:43 to go. Back to pass Garcia. Garcia's in trouble, and he just got the football away. Good pressure by DC. Haven't seen that often today, and it's 4th down. The field goal unit will come on.
Yeah, he's pretty much had his way back there in the pocket. I mean, he's had time just to throw. I mean, Mike was pointing that out.
Well, and they did a good job there of wait. I mean, I don't know if I like so much that they waited until 3rd down to do it, but they did at least make the adjustment on 3rd down, get the pressure on them, force the field goal. Wish they would have done a little bit earlier in the drive to keep them out of field goal range so they could preserve their lead, but it did force a long field goal.
4:43 to go in the 4th. Says this can put Santa Fe up by 2. 42-yard field goal. That's good, and we have seen nothing but good things out of the kickers today. Still a lot of pressure-packed moments to come. 27-25, Santa Fe by 2. And is it Snowden time, Damon?
Hey, I think so. You got to give it to your workhorse. You know, the guy that got you here, the guy that carried this entire team on his back. You got to give it to the guy, man, who has been outstanding throughout the playoffs and through the end of the regular season.
What was that quote you said? Big play as well?
Make big-time plays in big-time games.
There you go.
Mike, what do you think when you're weighing, you know, what got you here and what's been more successful? I think some could say Zuli, even though he's held the ball a couple of times too long, has a great quarterback rating, has been turnover-free. You know, do you ride who got you here, or do you ride the hot hand, which right now is Zuli, Revin, and the passing game?
We've used this phrase before, heat check. I think you got to at least put it in his hands. He hasn't been hot yet, but you got to put it in his hands to see if he's going to get hot. Now, you can't run to the right. We've seen that doesn't work at all. But get him out to the left, get him out to the left side where you throw screen passes, run to the left. You got to get in his hands, at least see if he's going to get hot and carry you in this 4th quarter.
27-25. We'll see what's going to unfold. Corky's to the bottom of the screen. Back to pass Zuli. Going to flip it out Snowden. Snowden's got to make a man miss. He won't do that against this team. That's only a 3-yard gain. Santa Fe, one of the best tackling teams in the league, 2nd and 7.
I wish they had a stat for tackling and missed tackling, because I do believe Santa Fe would lead in that stat.
In the least missed tackles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're super sound defensively, and once they get their hands on you, they wrap you up.
2nd and 7. 4:18 to go in the 4th quarter. 3 down linemen for Santa Fe. And Zuli will hand off to Snowden around the left side. Snowden will try to bounce it outside, but again, Alvarado and Flores there on the tackle. 120 yards, 26 carries. Now it's 3rd and 4.
It's kind of a quiet 120 yards. Too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But like we were just discussing, Santa Fe, boy, they get those clamps on you, man. They got you. They've had very few missed tackles this game.
3:52 to go. Santa Fe by 2. Zuli is calling out an audible. Back to pass. Zuli fires left side. Caught 1 yard shy of the first down. It's 4th and 1. Damon, I think you got to punt the ball here.
I do agree with you that you do have to punt the ball here, even though there's 3 minutes, 40-something seconds left in the game. You have to punt it. Ride your defense.
Mike was under great distress watching him 1 yard shy of the sticks.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness!
I'm the gunslinger.
The offense is out on the field again.
Oh wow!
4th and 1. They got a 4th and 2. They got Santa Fe to jump earlier, and they're going to snap it to Snowden, and they got the first down. CLUTCH clutch first down to the 43.
Ballsy call. I mean,
what a call!
You got to give a ton of credit to the courage it takes to run that play on your own side of the field. Even like, I mean, that could be a play that wins you a championship.
DC has mad corners.
First and 10 at the 43. Unbelievable. That's what champions are made of, and they put it in Snowden's hands. Zuli back to pass. Has time. Zuli right side. That pass is caught by Revan to the 42-yard line.
Wow.
It just guys stepping up, and Revan has stepped up more than anybody else on this Dragon team today.
But getting back, Mike, when the Dragons went for it on 4th down, don't you agree that probably was a good play, because Santa Fe's offense has been such that they may not have seen the ball again if they had punted.
Well, and Garcia also threw 3 interceptions. I don't know. I like the call because it worked. And if it didn't, we think they're idiots. So, I mean, it was ballsy. I like, you're going for the jugular, because now you could potentially control the ball for the rest of the game, kick a field goal, win the game, and you can take home the championship.
Hand off Snowden. Snowden's got, he lost the ball. It's recovered by Santa Fe. They picked it up with 3:05 to go in the 4th. And just like Overstreet last week in a key moment, a star running back cost the football up. There you go. 3:05 left. The voices toast.
The upside to this for DC is now their defense has to come to play, but they're not in egregious field position. If they can hold here, they can get the ball back with still enough time and not very bad field position.
Wow.
You know, Courtney, you said it best that when Santa Fe grabs you, they grab you, they don't let you go.
Well,
their mascot is gorillas. I'm pretty sure everyone on that team has big hands.
I mean, wow. Who would ever expect Snowden, the way he plays in the games, to do that?
Garcia deep. That pass knocked away. Dangerous ball. Dominic Porter knocks it away.
The playmaker.
2nd and 10.
Well, I called it earlier in the game when he was throwing balls and the defense was getting their hands on it. And he wound up throwing an interception. I'm not going to go out on a limb and call that here, but we've seen that if early in drives he lets them get their hands on it, he'll turn the ball over. So that's something that the Santa Fe coaching staff's got to be aware of here and try to call some plays to minimize that chance. They have the lead here. They don't want to give it up.
DC all 3 timeouts. That stops the clock with that incomplete pass. Saves DC some time. Hand off Montoya. He is blown over the backfield. Triple team back at the 37. A 4-yard loss. What are you saying over there?
A great defense by DC on this play here to read that Santa Fe was coming out in a run formation, and that left outside linebacker just blew up.
You went rogue on me. I didn't know what you were saying over there. I thought you were just screaming out. It's just, Greg, killing me. 3rd down and 14, 2:28 to go in the 4th. 27-25, Santa Fe up 2. They're trying to bleed some clock. Down to about 2:22, and Garcia snaps it. Garcia deep ball down the left side. That pass is perfectly placed. Juan Bosco. First down and a match with 2:17 left for the Gorillas into DC territory.
This still isn't bad for DC. Would you say that, Mike? I mean, they're still in this thing.
Well, yeah. The problem is if they give up a touchdown, they're down by 9 and they're done.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah, they can't give up a touchdown, and they've got to quit being so soft on the outsides. And at this point, you're going to lose if they score a touchdown. So I would think, much like you did on offense, you go for it on 4th down, you pin your ears back, you send a linebacker or 2, and you say, we're going to force you, you're going to throw an interception, you're going to beat us, we're going to leave it all on the field.
2 receivers left side. That's Quick and Bosco. Back to pass. Garcia looking around. Garcia needs to get rid of it. And hit as he threw. Garcia for the 2nd time in this game. Very lucky to not take a sack.
Yeah, you said it, Mike, that they need to get some pressure on the quarterback. And right there, that's just what DC did. I was going to say also that DC needs to tighten up on the corners and also bring some pressure with those linebackers, because Santa Fe is not beating you in the run game.
They're not, and they also, I mean, like you said, they can't leave the safeties out there to make the plays because they haven't done it in this game. They've gotten beat. They got to bring pressure. They got to force Garcia to make a mistake.
This is where champions are made of. 2nd down and 10. Isaac Montoya takes a carry. He didn't get much. That's only a 1-yard gain. O'Brien on the tackle, who actually had that earlier interception. I falsely credited Gallion, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 9. Santa Fe. We pause 10 seconds for station identification along a host of SFL radio networks. This is the SFL title game.
DMV's home to the Dragon. 97.7 WDMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. The Dungeon.
3rd down and 9. Outside of field goal range, Santa Fe up 2. With a 4-2-5 defensive look, the line shifts from right to left. Garcia is out of the gun with Montoya to his left. Back to pass. Garcia in the pocket, has some time, throws it left. The pass is caught, and that is, I believe, Bosco. DC had to burn a timeout. A beautiful, no, it was Mora. A beautiful throw from Garcia.
Well, that's, I just mentioned it the play before. They got to pin their ears back and go after him, and they can't leave the safeties to make the plays out there, and they did. They went with the 2 high safeties. Right. They attacked it. They gave him way too much time to throw, and that might have cost them the game.
Yeah, and the DC coordinators keep calling this cover 2 defense is just really eating them alive.
But I think Santa Fe's treading water here throwing the ball. I would run the ball because the clock is their friend right now.
I think you'll probably see it more here. You would hope.
Out of the shotgun, Garcia has thrown 3 picks already today. He's going to throw again and flip it. Oh, that's going to stop the clock. That saves DC a timeout. No gain. What a big play, because DC can still force a field goal and get the football back.
Yeah, I think Santa Fe is, they're doing themselves a disservice by passing the ball.
Well, yeah.
They haven't been, striking hay here by running the ball, but the clock is in their favor now.
Yeah, at this point, you got to run the ball, make them use their last 2 timeouts, try to take as much off. They should have ran it there, because now you got an opportunity that they can take not much more time off and force a 4th down and a field goal. So questionable play calling here for sure. 2nd
and 10 of the 18. Santa Fe going big or going home as Garcia. Look at the time for Garcia, but nobody's open, and Garcia is sacked. A loss of 5.
Wow.
Engelberger on the sack. There was just nobody. They had the flats covered. He couldn't find anybody down the field.
Great coverage down the field. One of those situations where you don't actually bring pressure, but your defense stands on its head, covered everywhere. Garcia doing what we accused Zuli of doing, holding on to the ball too long. Winds up taking a huge sack there. And DC's got themselves in a favorable position.
3rd down and 15. If you throw here, you have a better chance at a 1st down, but who knows? Garcia back to pass. He better get rid of it. That pass in the middle is knocked away. Ambush had his back turned. Otherwise, he could have picked it off. And it's 4th down and one last crack at it for DC.
Well, DC gets to keep their timeout, too.
Yeah.
So they're potentially down 5, so they need a touchdown, which we'll see if they make the field goal.
Yeah.
But potentially down 5, but they still have 1:38 to go, and they have a timeout in their pocket. They're actually not in terrible shape.
And that's all due to the fact that Santa Fe chose to throw the ball instead of run. They're like I said, they hadn't been doing very much in the run with Montoya, but the clock is their friend now.
Yep, it shows that just goes to show you that there's poor clock management by the Santa Fe coaching staff.
We know, fellas, that these field goals are not gimmies. Santa Fe from 41 to go up by 5. It's been a back and forth contest all game, and we haven't had a big lead by either team at all. That field goal from 40 is good. It's 30-25, and here comes Richard Snowden, Greg Corky, and the DC offense with a chance at a title.
Well, Corky, mentioning his name, he's been kind of silent in this game.
Really silent.
But if there's going to be somebody that's going to step up and bring you to the promised land, it's got to be him. You can't rely on Snowden here. You only have 1 timeout. You can't throw it really short. You got to take some shots at Corky and let him win the game for you.
Yeah, this is for all the marbles. I see Zuli just letting it all hang out, becoming the gunslinger that we know he can be. And Greg Corky, you're about to get fed.
DC 25, Santa Fe 31-38 to go in the ball game. The Dragons on the kickoff return pass. Oh, goodness. Don't show your mama that highlight clip.
Blew him up.
to the 31-yard line, and he gets up and he says, look at the scoreboard, and then he realizes, oh, we're down by 5.
He was concussed.
Well, he thought he was Parkey Chol trying to spin there and didn't realize he was just a nobody that got back there returning kicks. Don't want to see that. Good thing he held on to the ball because that was a scary moment there.
One timeout for the Dragons, 3 for the Gorillas, 30-25. 3 wide receivers, Corky being defended by Frank Flores, who's had a phenomenal game. We haven't probably addressed it enough. Zulli back to pass, 90 seconds to go, over the middle, wide open. That pass is caught, 9-yard gain.
Well, nice little post route on the slot receiver over there. Completes a little bit short of the first down, but they get it. They pick up a nice 9-yard gain. Actually, yeah, 2nd and 1. So that was a great first play of the drive.
2nd and 1 to the 40, 1:15 to go. Zulli back to pass. Zulli will flip it outside. That's Revin. He was out of bounds. Led him too far. 3rd down and 1. 1:08 to play.
But they've got 4 downs. I mean, there's no more punting in this game.
And we're going to have another challenge here.
We're about to move.
Yeah, I didn't hate that play there. I mean, you're trying to get him out of bounds. It's short. Zulli, though, this is what we're seeing a lot with him on these little out of bounds. He leads them too much, and they're always questionable balls on the sideline.
And especially if you throw to the short end of the field, too.
Right.
He just let him way too far. He let him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Revin ran a great route there, and then he had to go get it.
Zulli's been doing a lot in this game, and he's going to have to shore that up. He can't have guys running great routes like that and then throw it out of bounds.
3rd down, 1 yard to go for the Dragons. They have 1 timeout, 1:08 to go. This is, and Luthorn 16 said it again, it's the best game today. And, you compete with the NFL, but, sometimes you can prove, hey, you're just as good out there. 3rd down and 1. Back to pass, Zulli. Oh! He shoveled it! He shoveled it! For the first down of the Gorilla 49! I'm speechless!
I was just going to say, do you think they run it here just to kind of throw them off, especially with the timeout? They go with the shovel pass. They completed. Great call.
Zulli! Deep! It is! Oh, Corky dropped it! He dropped it again! It is 2nd and 10. I can't believe he shovel passed it. Good Lord.
Cameron's going to have a heart attack.
I thought Corky was going to come down with that ball when he went
I'm surprised he didn't, and that's got to be highly disappointing to DC to see Corky playing the way he is in this game.
I just hope he don't beat himself up for it.
2nd down and 10, trips to the right side. Santa Fe up by 5. DC getting creative on the move. Swings it out to Snowden. Snowden's got some blockers in front of him. And Snowden, good job by Santa Fe, and he didn't get out of bounds. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he's got to run out of bounds there and try to stop the clock. I mean, they're wasting way too much time here.
36 seconds to go. Trips, 3rd down for Zulli. Back to pass. Oh, the pressure right in his face, and he's sacked, and they have to burn their last timeout. Great pressure from the Gorillas.
That was a nice defensive play by Mr. Reggie.
You can see this guy stumbles and gets up and makes the play.
Nice.
And the lineman just like completely forgot what his assignment is. He's falling all over the ground. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Zulli's not paying attention.
That's called
that was a crazy.
Well, this is it. Do or die.
4th and 9. Santa Fe's defense can win a championship here, or Zulli can put his name on the statue.
4th and 9. Oh, Santa Fe jumped offside. Free play. Pass caught by Revin, and I think he got the 1st down. Woo-wee. Santa Fe buckling under pressure. We're going to have to see. That was very close to moving the sticks because you have to take the penalty if you didn't get it.
Number 95.
That they did not get it. I would be surprised we didn't get a booth review here. That was very close. Going to end up being 4th and 4. It looks like. Wow.
Yeah, that was a.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. He thought he would have picked it up, but Revin had 17 catches for 125 yards in the regular season. I think he's got that in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's been crazy.
4th down and 4. So after they couldn't get the 1st down on the free play by inches, another opportunity to 4th down, and they go empty backfield with Zulli out of the gun. Corky silent in the 2nd half. He's to the bottom of the screen. Zulli out of the gun. Back to pass. Pressure. Zulli caught right over the top of the defense. Down to 23 seconds to go. They are out of timeouts. 18 seconds left. They got to quickly spike the football, and Zulli does. 15 on the clock.
I was just about to say Zulli is doing what he did in the first half. He's waiting on the defense to get set. You're on offense, son. You don't have to wait for the defense. You are in control of the game.
Wow. Here we go.
He's got maybe 2 plays left, maybe 3 if they're really quick, and he's got, what, 35 yards to go. This is going to be...
He can't throw in the middle of the field.
No, he can't. And if he completes on the outside, they've got to get out of bounds.
Sully out of the gun. Corky to the bottom of the screen.
Take a shot to Corky.
Down to 15 seconds left. Sully back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he breaks a tackle. Are you serious? Touchdown, DC!
Greg Corky is your MVP, baby.
Wow. Corky with the fly route down the sideline. 2 defenders there. Hauls it in. Shakes him off. Puts the entire team on his back. Shakes him off into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow.
And he had blanket coverage on him.
No.
He was covered.
Wow.
I've lost my damn mind.
Wow. You can't ask for a better finish to a game. There's still 7 seconds left. This game's not over yet.
And they're going for 2.
Oh, wow.
To try to go up 3. They've taken the lead with 7 seconds to go. They handed off to Snowden. He didn't get it. So a field goal will win it, but Santa Fe's not going to get in position likely to do anything with that. So now it's 31-30, which would officially go down as the closest SFL championship game in league history.
What about Corky? I mean, the entire game playing just so below what people expected of him. And a couple of drops, and we're all like, man, did the pressure get to him? And then the last play of the game, he literally puts the team on his back, shakes guys off of his back, and makes the play of the year.
From the 10, Santa Fe trying to return the kickoff. They won't. Down to, actually 7 seconds left. Santa Fe does have all 3 timeouts, so they could potentially try to get sort of into Hail Mary range and then burn one. But
I think you got to try to get field goal range here.
They're gonna need some food to play.
You could potentially get off 2 plays here. They have to be really quick out routes or one really deep route down the middle of the field.
Better watch Nick T quick.
1st and 10, and Juan Bosco too. Tight coverage there on the line here for DC. And Garcia's out of the gun. Clock is ticking. Garcia deep down the middle of the field. The pass is incomplete. And a great hit over the middle by, I believe, that might have been Trevelyan or Ambush who was out there again on coverage. And this is the ball game, fellas.
Trevelyan or Ambush, either one. Big human beings that hit very hard.
70 yards to go here. I don't know if Garcia has that in his arm strength. They might need to hook and ladder. They got to pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Sully's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath while we look at the post-game show stats and highlights.
Wow, this was the game that I thought it would be.
Wow.
That would end up making you lose your voice here in the 4th, and I got close.
I want to give it up to Ambrose on the play before the last play of the game, that he stepped back into coverage and he was able to deflect that pass. This goes to show why sometimes it is great to take a strong safety and move him into the linebacker spot.
That's a good point. I think you have to look at this, and you have to look at DC, and you really have to appreciate what an amazing season they had. They kind of had an up and down season during the regular season. You didn't even know if they were going to make the playoffs a couple of weeks out. They wound up sneaking into the playoffs, and then they struggled. They had offensive struggles where things didn't get going. There was times in this game things struggled, but as they did the entire playoffs, when they needed to make the play, they did. And it was always a different guy who stepped up for them each week.
Greg Corky finishes with 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. And what's crazy about that play is if he wouldn't have broken that tackle, I don't know if they could have gotten down the field that quickly to stop the clock before the ball game was over. That broken tackle was just as good as the catch he made.
I agree with you, Cam. I don't think Zuli would have been able to make it downfield fast enough to go ahead and make the spike, as we saw previously that he hesitated to spike the ball when Santa Fe was offside, and also when the previous play before that when he ran down and spiked it. He took his time.
That's a good point, yeah. And that's what made that play so amazing. As you're sitting here watching, you're like, wow, he came up with the play. And it's like, oh, he's going to get tackled. And you're like, are they going to be able to spike it? Like, oh, he broke the tackle. Like, there was so much going on in that play. You're just kind of like, wow. And yeah, I mean, you couldn't have scripted the ending to the game any better.
Richard Snowden finishes with 128 yards and a touchdown as you look at his fumble. And ultimately, surprisingly, it didn't cost the Dragons like it cost the Wolfpack. It's just unbelievable what DC was able to overcome today.
It's unbelievable what DC was able to overcome throughout the entire season.
Exactly.
They were
3-3 with 2 games left. Unbelievable.
Can you believe? Can you imagine the guilt that would have been on Richard's shoulders if they would have lost this game?
That's a good point. I mean, you know, it was really weird. We talked about
Here's the
throughout
play.
game.
Over Montero, breaks the tackle, and just outruns
him.
Unbelievable. Broke a tackle of a gold safety. They're one of their best players on their team.
Big players make big time plays.
Yep. And that's why it really pays to have a big size receiver.
Yeah.
Player of the game ends up being Zach Zulli. He was 38 for 51, 358 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 106.5, and that was right around his season average. And we finally saw, we didn't see it in the first 2 weeks, but we finally saw why Zulli was the second most efficient quarterback in the league this regular season.
Yeah, he came to play today. He came for the title. Like I said, both of these teams, franchise teams, first time in the title game, and somebody had to bring it, and Zulli came out to be the MVP.
Well,
Fine. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say, one of the things that we watched as this game went along was DC had so many opportunities that they missed on it. The drop passes by Corky, some questionable play calling along the way, the fumble by Snowden. Like, you really, I think through most of the game we kind of felt like DC was the better team in this, but some of the things that they did, you're kind of like, are they going to be able to do it? But through all that, at the end of the day, they make the play that wins the game at the end. And I mean, you got to give your hats off to Zulli and Corky and the coaching staff. That was an impressive display throughout. They overcame a lot of adversity, not only through the season but in this game. And I think that was a well-earned win by them. And you know, huge props and hats off to them.
So looking at these stats, I mean, these are unbelievable stats. A combined 47 first downs, 486 to 448 in total yards, even yards per pass attempt almost dead even, and just a remarkable ball game. Santa Fe was 6 for 8 on third down, and I'm going to go look at this because I'm pretty sure they punted 1 time and lost this game. And you go back to those Garcia interceptions that were huge, you know. But as we sort of look through this, you know, DC 1 touchdown 4 times in the red zone, yet they still won the ball game. You know, just some remarkable stats as DC 83 plays to Santa Fe's 68. I mean, these are pretty even across the board, guys.
Yeah. And also, my MVP of the game would have to be Raven. This guy showed up to play today. I mean, on 17 catches over the entire season, 8 games. You show up in a big game.
11 for 103.
Had 103 yards, had 125 yards in 8 regular season games. I mean, just phenomenal.
He blew up the stat charts.
What's a credit to the DC coaching staff? I think, you know, they made the necessary adjustments and, you know, brought something different. And this is the one thing too, is we've seen with Santa Fe's defense all year how dominant they were, and in this game they looked kind of confused. I mean, you agree with that, Greg?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, DC, the coaching staff, as I know for a fact, they are probably one of the most dedicated groups insofar as putting together a game plan and just going over and over and over until they have reached the optimum execution.
Oakenshield finishes the leader in tackles for DC with 7, but some big interceptions by Trevelyan, who ended up with 9 total tackles. Leroy Ambush, who not only had the interception, but it gives him credit for only 1 pass defended, but I feel like Ambush all day today had an impact in the passing game, maybe a little bit more than we're expecting, and that ultimately was the difference in keeping Bosco in check in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that the DC defensive coordinator was shifting Ambush all over the field as far as shedding to the right, shedding to the left. Wherever Bosco was, Ambush was in.
And I think Devon made the point earlier that the chess match that was going on. You know, and that's really what we saw throughout the whole game. Was it was kind of a chess match going back and forth. It was punch, counter punch. You know, right. They would do this, they would adapt, they would do something else. It was really impressive. You know, on both sides. You know, kind of see how it played out and how everything shifted.
So guys, as we take a minute to turn to the off season, because people are, asking questions and they want to know what's going on because they want to see more games like this, and I can assure you we'll have more games like this. I'll be flying to Florida in a couple of weeks to film a documentary along with Emmy Award-winning independent filmmaker Frank Gooden, telling our story of sort of, what kind of magic we have here and what kind of magic we're going to be bringing into next season, our 6th season, and we've crowned 4 different champions up to this point. Damon, you were here for the first time and got to witness arguably the greatest game in SFL history. How are you holding up over there?
Hey, dude, the trip was well worth the drive. So I'm going to drive home a happy man because I was able to come out here and experience this. Being here in the group with you guys was just awesome and phenomenal. I have no regrets for making this trip.
And we're here in San Antonio, so if anyone else decides, hey, I want to drive 3.5 hours or longer to come and do one of these games with us, man, we're all ears. Mike, this was your first SFL season, and you sort of saw some ups and downs. You saw some really ugly defensive contests. You saw some, a thrilling overtime game there in the middle of the season. But I think tonight you finally saw the cream of the crop.
Yeah, there was definitely some great games throughout the season. But, I mean, tonight, in the biggest game of the year, it's kind of hard to put it in the words, I think. Just the way things come together. And, it was my first season, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of it. I thank you guys for allowing me in. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I can't wait to do more with you this season with our leagues at PX Sports and head into the off season and look forward to next season with you guys as well.
Also, we should mention, too, that CAG NFL has a phenomenal league as well. They do some great things over there at CAGNFL.com. They've got, they utilize All Pro. PX1 utilizes the great and beautiful Madden 16. And, all 3 leagues have a lot to offer because, A, we play professionally, B, we play for simulation football, and C, we play to have a good time. And this was a good time, Greg.
Oh yeah, this was awesome. I mean, I knew this game was going to be good. I did not anticipate it being this good. But more than that, both of these teams had a great season. They will both be back. But what I am looking forward to is the next season. Like I said, they both had a great season. Santa Fe has no reason to hang their head. They'll be back strong. And DC, congratulations to you for being the champs, your first outing. And let's see what else you can do in the upcoming season.
Make sure to also follow our Twitch channel. We'll be doing off-season updates every week or every other week throughout the off-season as we prepare for our 6th season, which is going to be a lot of fun. For the first time, we're going to have multiple games on one night. And if you think one game is exciting, how about 2 or 3 of them in your living room as well? We'll have a lot more guys like Damon, Mike, and Greg contributing to our presentation, and as everything sort of gets a boost because we are rocking and rolling. We're going to take this momentum all the way into season 6, and we're fired up for that. So make sure to give our channel a follow. We'll be announcing the new teams. We'll be announcing. We'll be doing the draft process. We'll be updating free agency. We'll be doing all that through our Twitch channel this offseason, twitch.tv/simulationfl. Guys, DC 31, Santa Fe 30. Give me your final thoughts on ultimately what you thought was the biggest difference in this ball game. And we'll start with you, Greg.
I'm going to say it was Revin. Without Revin's input to the game, I don't think DC had a shot at winning this game.
Mike?
Zuli. I mean, he wound up getting the player of the game, but he had 51 pass attempts. He didn't turn the ball over. He played really well. Snowden had a decent game, but Zuli, 38 completions, 358 yards, a couple of touchdown passes. Even though Greg Corky really is the one who made the ending play, I mean, Zuli's really the one that kind of kept him in the game the whole game, even though he had a few struggles throughout. I mean, Zuli made the plays when he needed to.
Devon?
I got on Santa Fe side of the excuse me. 3 interceptions in the championship game. And also on the defensive side, Santa Fe played pretty good defense up front. But the secondary, as far as cheating up, you can't leave Greg Courtney one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? The man is just too good. And he proved it, he showed it tonight why he is the best receiver in this.
It's been one heck of a season. Stay tuned to simulationfl.com for our new website reveal as well. That will come in the next couple of months. We'll have highlights of this game on our YouTube channel, and we'll keep that video fresh as we lead you into the sixth season of what should be the most exciting season of SFL football. Final score, DC 31, Santa Fe 30. The DC Dragons are your new SFL champions. Alongside Greg Morris, Damon Simeon, Mike Peters, I'm Cameron Irvine. It's been a pleasure and a presentation of the Simulation Football League Network on Twitch.tv. What a great ride. Congrats to DC. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.